we're going to go over the Lio Convoy stuff. So, Crystal, there was like drama that happened yesterday. Crystal had the idea, or I had the idea that Crystal and Lio kind of buried the hatchet and kind of like was like, okay, we're going to not associate with you, but it's going to be like a peaceful, cohesive, copacetic kind of existence between the two entities, right? Crystal Flame has their community and Lio has his community. And a lot of supposedly stuff went down. So Crystal's video went out yesterday in response to Lio. Lio knew it was coming. Lio had the understanding that the video was coming. And it seemed like he was okay with it from what I read from Crystal's tweets. And so Crystal put out her video yesterday. I go into the chat or I go into the video not to shit on Lio because I know to be respectful in other people's chats. I'm not going to go be disrespectful or be rude in other people's chats. I'm going to respect their rules. So I went in there only having the goal to ask questions and to get clarity of what happened between Crystal and Lio. Right? My presence in that chat, I didn't say anything disrespectful, but apparently my presence in that chat caused a problem with Lio Convoy and Zach, his little twink secretary, whom of which is just freshly turned 18. I don't know why you have an 18-year-old in the Discord labeled as a twink secretary when he's like barely 18. It's a little bit suspicious, Lio. I'm a little bit side-eyeing you. Why the fuck do you think that's appropriate to make a joke like that? But whatever. Go ahead. Make the joke. Whatever. If you want to go make weird jokes like that with people that just barely turned 18, go ahead. Have that weird joke. But I'm literally side-eyeing you. It's weird. It's weird. Weird. Just, ugh. But anyways, Zach and Lio had an issue with me and other people being in the chat. And the other person that they mainly had an issue with was this guy named Sassafras or Sasu Frasu. I don't know. Sasu Frasu. And I already announced on my live stream like a few days ago that Sasu Frasu is a freak. They're a degenerate. I don't like them. They're not welcome in my chat. They're just weird. I've heard weird rumors about them. I'm not okay with it. Sasu is not welcomed here, that's for sure. And the reason why Sasu is not welcomed here is because Sasu has a tendency to Sasu Frasu. Sasu has this rumor attached to them, and I'm gonna assume it's factual, okay? Because it's coming from Lio's mouth, so whatever. And this occurred in his Discord. That Sasu was harassing someone and stalking them, and I'm not okay with that. I take those kind of things very seriously. So I already announced in one of my live streams that they're not welcome here, and I'm not okay with that. Right? Sasu was apparently in Crystal Flame's chat. They had it. Zach and Lio had an issue with it. I don't think Crystal even knew like who Sasu is or whatever, and was asking for like some kind of clarification, and that didn't happen, right? And there was like a back and forth between Zach and Lio. So I think it's very hilarious that Zach and Lio are like dogpiling Crystal Flame in the DMs in like wherever this conversation took place. I think it's Queen Seraphina's Discord. They have no problem dogpiling whatsoever, but they want to sit here and say, oh, it's absolutely horrible that we are being dogpiled with allegations. Lyle is saying this. That is absolutely horrible. Peaches is being dogpiled with allegations. it's just ridiculous, right? It's so many allegations that we can't even respond correctly. We can't even respond properly. And it's like, guys, if you guys are going to complain about dogpiling, don't fucking dogpile other people. Don't dogpile them, okay? Because like when you dogpile people while complaining that you're being dogpiled, people are not going to take you seriously. They're really not. Hey, Gilded. They're really not. I don't take them seriously. Not at all whatsoever. So that happened. But then on top of it, Zach wants to pull this guilt by association tactic. And we already know, I already learned my lessons from doing guilt by association. I don't do that anymore. I think it's a dumb argument to get into. But Lio and Zach, his twink secretary, would like to do guilt by association with us. Just because Gilded Poo is existing in chats, or just because Gilded Poo is existing, you are guilty because supposedly you're associating yourself with Gilded Poo. But hold on, hold the phone. If Lio and Zach think it's okay to pull like this guilt by association thing, I'm going to do the same thing right back at them. It's an eye for an eye kind of thing with me. So if you are already ridiculing Crystal Flame for me just being in a chat and freaking asking questions and being respectful, then I'm going to do the same back at you. Lio, you were more than happy to associate yourself with Coyote Lovely. So therefore, you are guilty because you associated with Coyote Lovely. How about them apples? How do you like that? You don't really like that, don't you? Right? I'm sure you don't. But since y'all are doing it, I'm going to do it too. Let's play the guilt by association game. You associated with Gilded Poo. You are still associating with Doodle Tones, the person that has a diaper fetish. You associated with Sasu Frasu, a person that openly stalks somebody in your Discord that you had to kick out. How about them apples? Do you like that game? Yeah, we can play that game, but I don't think you're going to win it. You're guilty because you associated with Hopeless Peaches. Hopeless Peaches had their interaction with the FCK server. How about that? There you go. You're a freak now, Lio. You're a freak because you associate with freaks. There have been so many freaky people that have come out of your Senate Discord. There have been so many people that have been more than happy to associate with you in pedo hunting, and they've turned out to be freaks. Mainly Coyote Lovely. So yeah, you're a freak. Let's play the guilt by association game. That completely works. Gilded says Lio, before he made the video on me, had he helped me make my last Coyote video. Oh, so like what is even the point of doing like the guilt by association thing with you? Because it's just like, Lio, you were more than happy to do this as well. Okay? You're just dumb. This is just dumb. Over 60 minutes in, and already I'm entertained by Leah's presentation style, something that is missing on YouTube for modern times. Thank you. I take my inspiration from Xylee Gets Real, okay? And a lot of this is just because of who I am. I am an outspoken Southern woman that is going to talk my heart out. I'm also Italian, and Italians are pretty loud. So Coyote makes me want to vomit. Lol. Well, we're gonna have a vomiting session today because we are learning about Coyote. But before we get to it, let's go about this. So Enla goes over the Discord DMs. Let's watch this video. Let's watch this part of the live stream. Guys, remember, I'm in chat. So when she says Leigha something, when Enla says Leigha something, it's because I'm in chat saying something. Oh my god, why is this quiet? Let me make sure this is loud enough for you guys. I have so many YouTube extensions. I need to get rid of them. I don't use half of those.
Like, at most, you can say that Crystal and Vlad were both in Beckett's stream at the same time, but they really didn't interact all that much in there. But to say that Crystal talks or cohorts with Gilded Poo is just such a fucking reach. Couldn't sleep, so I decided to join. Hey, hey. All right. Hey.
Oh, my advice to Lio and Zach. I highly implore you guys, both of y'all, to stop with the drama. Stop with the drama, please. Lio, your twink secretary should not be defending you. I don't know why you have an 18-year-old that is defending you. That's kind of telling on your end. You are a 38-year-old grown man in a marriage, and you are looking to have a 38-year-old, or not a 38-year-old, an 18-year-old run your Discord, the Senate Discord, the bullying Discord, the toxic Discord. I don't care how many times you guys say y'all have changed. Y'all haven't changed. That Discord is still toxic. Regardless, you're going to have an 18-year-old run your Discord and also run defense for you. Now, what does that say about your manhood, Lio? What does that say about your manhood? Kind of don't seem like a man. You're kind of acting like a little boy. Hi, O-Ring.
Hang on, let me catch up. Okay, so we are caught up here. Okay, so Leo says no, hold on. It's funny how Crystal Flame says not close with Gilded, didn't even know Sasu, nor was told all the details, and people are even flaming me for talking to you. I don't know why. Have they given you any, like...
I don't care. I'm just going to put this out here. I don't care if Queen Seraphina or Crystal Flame goes and makes friends with Lio, or they're going and being friends. They're deciding not to burn the bridge with Lio. I'm okay with that. Grown adults are okay with people having issues or being friends with other people that they have issues with, okay? So I don't have a pride, or I don't have my ego in check when Crystal Flame goes and talks to Lio Convoy, or when Queen Seraphina goes and talks to Lio Convoy. I'm okay with that. The only time I start to have problems or I start to have issues is if you are lying or deflecting in the name of Lio Convoy. That's where I start to step in, because then you're not being honest and I'm going to call it out, right? That's it. So people that are getting mad at Crystal for still talking to Lio, that's a little bit ridiculous, okay?
Have they...
But Leah, my guilt by association, yeah, it's totally a nerdy move, Voltage, correct.
As of today, have they given you any reason why I'm not trustworthy aside from associations? I even asked Zach is not Kyle on his Twitter thread, what did I do? And I never got an answer to that.
Oh, that's predictable, because I tweeted Zach is not Kyle here earlier yesterday. And yesterday I tweeted, hey, Lio's twink secretary, Zach is not Kyle NT. LOL, am I not allowed to ask Crystal questions? Wouldn't you want me to get the full context of Lio's issues and Peach's issues? And then this is a chat from Zach is not Kyle saying, aka Lio's twink secretary, saying, also, can we have this answered, please? You had Tommy's house, Leah, Sasu, etc. in that chat. I mainly want to know what's up with Sasu. What the fuck did I do, Zach? Like, this is how these people operate. Just because you are not on their side, and this is so dumb. And I really wish the art commentary community would just quit doing that. Okay. Is Queen Seraphina guilty by VCing with me? Supposedly, in their eyes, yes, gilded. Um, just because you do not agree with people or you see people criticizing other people on the internet, that's your friend that's getting criticized. That does not mean for people to get blackballed or gatekept in the art commentary community. Okay. Zach is not Kyle, is making it worse for Lio Convoy. And I highly suggest that if Zach is not Kyle, cannot handle the heat, I highly suggest that they shut their mouth. They shut up. Okay? If you can't handle people being in other people's chats, then don't say anything because you will get ridiculed. And it's going to be by the likes of me. Talk about weak-mindedness. Oh my God. Somebody is in someone else's chat. Oh, geez. How horrible is that? Oh my God. If Lio Convoy came into this chat right now, I would be fine with him being in the chat. The only time I wouldn't be fine with Lio Convoy being in the chat is if he's doxing people. That's it. Or spamming the chat. If Lio wants to come and hang out in this chat while I'm criticizing him, Lio's more than welcome to come into this chat. Okay? If Zach, the twink secretary of Lio Convoy, wants to come in this chat, Zach, the twink secretary of Lio Convoy, is more than welcome to come into the chat. Okay? And I'm calling Zach, the twink secretary of Lio Convoy, that title because that's what they're more than happy to go by in the Discord. Talk about self-respect. Zach, if you respect yourself, you wouldn't demean yourself to those kind of titles. But that's just my opinion. You're not going to learn. You're not going to learn. You would rather be fucking cringe and demean yourself in the name of Lio Convoy. And that's pathetic. Because Lio Convoy is not even a man. You would think you would want to demean yourself to a better, stronger man. And Lio's not even that. So crazy. So freaking crazy.
Like, what did I do? What did I do? Somebody tell me what I did.
You called out Lio Convoy. That's what you did. And that's the same thing with Akumu. And Kumu. Akumu and Kumu. Or Kumo. What is... I can't say names today. Akumu and Kumo. That's the issue with them too. It's if you call out our daddy Lio Convoy, then you will be blackballed. Anybody associating with people that are calling out Daddy Lio Convoy will be blackballed. That's so pathetic. So fucking pathetic. He's weak-minded AF, totally. Also, welcome, Purple.
I'm like, you know what you did.
Hi, Nuke.
Okay.
Nuclear Winter says, Yo, Lee, I saw on Chud Stream Lio has been involved in some Discord drama involving Mr. Enter and his associates. That shift was wild. I'll have to watch. Actually, you know what? I'm going to message Chud. I'll message Chud and see what happened. But that's interesting. I'll have to watch Chud. I haven't been watching Chud streams, but I'll watch it and see and we might go over it.
Okay, so instead of, because like you'll notice that Crystal, nope, you're just problematic. Okay, great, cool. Sorry, I'll check my balance to see how many fucks I have to give about being
Mr. Borglione says, every time you call out degeneracy, they will retaliate on emotion. It's what happened to me when I called out multiple people in 2016. Yeah, I think so. Hi, KHD cast. Um, Purple says, "Ayo, you know me too, Leah." Yeah.
being problematic.
I don't know you personally, but you're in the chat. I'm gonna read your chats.
Okay. So I find this interesting. So in the last screenshot, Crystal says, "Please show me a single super chat I got." They completely ignore that. It goes completely over Leo's head, and he just again shifts the conversation back to Nyx and Jackie.
So I'm gonna agree with Enla right here. That is Lio's go-to. When Lio lies, when you catch Lio in a lie,
One thing I don't do it is lie.
when you catch Lio in a lie, he will quickly he'll say the lie, he'll say the statement, but then he'll shift to like something that is remotely true. So it doesn't sound like he's lying. He's saying half of a lie and half of the truth. That's his normal go-to.
When he's shown that he is being countered in this argument, he shifts back to an older argument. They're going to be mad at Crystal for interacting with us, then they better also be mad at Zach for causing Twitter wars with Akumu. Yeah, but that
Okay, so I misspoke right there. Zach didn't start a Twitter war with Akumu. Zach started a war with Kumo. God, what is wrong with me? Why do your guys' names have to be the same? I just don't like like confusing. Sorry, I'm just a bimbo. But anyways, Zach started a Twitter war with Kumo, not Akumu. Kumo.
doesn't count though. It doesn't count though. Zach's his special boy. Zach, you're playing a dangerous game. I'm just gonna say this. Just tread with caution. If I had money for every fuck I'd give, I'd be bankrupt because I don't give a fuck. Oh my god. Alright. Anyway, he shifts the conversation back to, also, show me dragging Nyx and Jackie before the logs came out. I'll give you 10 minutes. Why are you giving him a time limit? It would take more than 10 minutes. It would take more than 10.
The fact that Lio thinks he's like in the position to make demands is very hilarious to me. Very hilarious to me. Lio, you are not in the offensive position here. You're in the defensive position. You are not one to go around and make demands. Okay, buddy? Just learn that. Learn it, live it, love it. You are in no position to make any kind of demand to anybody whatsoever when it comes to this situation. Capiche?
10 minutes to do that. You're giving... How are you going to give Crystal 10 minutes to find very specific examples when you sat on the FCK logs for months?
Facts. And that's what makes him not in the position to make demands. Lio, again, you're on the defensive, not the offensive.
For nearly a year, you sat on that
Hi, Discretion. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it.
information and did nothing, okay? Oh, guys, it takes time to comb through chat logs and screenshots. It also takes time to comb through this shit. To comb
Lio's wife seeing the server member names, sad face. So I would like to know Lio's wife's opinion on Lio having a freshly turned 18-year-old being labeled as his twink secretary in the Discord. If I was Lio's wife, I would not be okay with that. But that's just me. I have self-respect. I know what a healthy relationship is. And Lio doesn't have really a healthy relationship with his wife if he's doing this kind of stuff to disrespect her.
Through Twitter replies and arguments, especially ones that are fucking deleted. Because Peach has deleted things.
KHDcast says, "Hey Leo, when you get to review the Crystal Flames response video, I saw it and discredits Lio even more." Yes, we're going to go over that today. We will go over that in a second. I just wanted to go over this drama real quick. But let me finish reading your chat. I saw it and discredits Lio even more and made his video on Crystal look extremely bad faith and shows he cherry picks the calls. He definitely does. Release the entire call, Lio, if you want some kind of credibility to your name. But no, Lio would rather lie.
One thing I don't do it is lie.
You're lying right there, Lio. You're lying. You're lying about lying, Lio. Lying about lying. Hi, femboy.
She constantly deletes things from her Twitter.
Is that he handles a relationship with his ex-wife, giving her demands for his bidding? If that's the case, I'm turning into a feminist. I would turn into a feminist too, femboy.
Leo has super chats enabled on all his videos he makes on.
Don't forget, Lio and his secretary have matching PFPs. That's insane. Hi, Echo.
Whole ass anaconda.
Whole ass anaconda. Echo of Tragedy is in the chat. Hello, whole ass anaconda. Echo of Tragedy.
Whole ass anaconda.
People, so yeah. Now he says they're monetized so that they spread more, but the money doesn't go to him. It goes to quote unquote people who need it. But I'm gonna need records and documents before I can believe that, Leo. Crystal Flame says, yeah, the idea of time pressure isn't gonna work, but go off, I guess. Smart. I've given you people 3 weeks to give me a 1-to-1 comparison. I can give you just 2 comparisons off the bat. Hey, it's Cosmic and Rosa. I can give you 2 just immediately.
No, Echo is not a femboy. Echo's not a femboy. There's Echo in the chat and femboy in the chat. 2 different people. Hi, Obscured. To be honest, Lio's video on crystals is clearly destroying him. I hope you, oh my God. I had hoped he didn't pull the stunt on Crystal Flame, but he went with it anyways. Shakes my head. So the Lio's go-to when it comes to like taking any kind of accountability is, oh, okay, well, I will take account for it is this. He will take account for teeny tiny little things, not the bigger issue at hand. And while he's taking accountability for small stuff, he will attack somebody else and try and deflect. Again, his 3 go-tos are lie, deny, deflect. Those are his 3 safety nets.
Like, what did Hey It's Cosmic do? What did Hey It's Cosmic do? There's so many points within the video where you know you framed it very bad faith.
Void said Lio's wife actually told Peaches how she felt about Lio and made his own wife say sorry to Peaches or he would walk out on her. Yeah, I covered it last stream. Apparently, I didn't cover all the text, which I should have, because apparently also Lio's wife, according to Peaches, or Aaron, he said that Lio's wife told him to kill himself in Minecraft, and that's not good. So yeah,
I wish you.
And supposedly, like Lio's wife and I have the same name, so like my name's Leah and her name is Leah. Literally, gross. I'm embarrassed that I share that. I share that name with his wife, but whatever. Talk about coincidence.
You could at least concede on some points. Give me some that actually make sense, Crystal. Okay, and now we're caught up to where we were before. which was here. Okay. So Crystal Flame says, yeah, I did. Getting money from a freak is funny, as he thinks he can get on my good side, as he's trying to jump on the Senate bad bandwagon.
Oh, that's another thing that they were flaming Crystal over. Supposedly, what was I gonna say? No, domestic abuse. W. No, 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 no. That's funny. But domestic abuse. L. Just just a heads up. I'm gonna clarify that because we're dealing with really crazy people. They're gonna take that out of context. But anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh, Sasu apparently donated money to Crystal Flame, right? And now Lio and his twink secretary, Zach, is so upset because Sasu decided to donate money to Crystal Flame. Now, Crystal Flame, my criticism on Crystal Flame is absolutely zero. I have no criticism for Crystal Flame on that. Make your money. Make your money. If people donate to me that I don't like, I'm going to laugh and say, haha, I don't like you and you donated your money to me. I'm going to go to the bank laughing with that one because I'm Jewish. So, ha ha ha. Whatever. So, yeah. Hi, Nicole. Gilded Pooh says it's okay that you share your name with Lio's wife. Everyone in my server thinks you're trans anyways. Oh, okay. That works. Nicole says it could be worse, Leah. You could share a name with Red Pagan from the Mama Max drama. Oh my God. Do you share the same name with them, Nicole? Nicole, you're like the base Nicole.
And we've seen this already.
You wear the name better, darling. Thank you, Rag. Thank you, Rag. My name is the better. Okay, my name is like my way of spelling Leah is like the better way of spelling Leah because that's the Italian way. Her way is like so unoriginal and so cookie cutter. I'm being petty here, but whatever.
Vlad, he does the same shit that you
Hi, Tony.
do, and it's really annoying. Chucked you a bunch more in DMs. Oh, God. Okay, we'll just go with crystals. We'll just go with crystals for now. I did. Many, in fact. Shows you those screenshots.
So this is Lio getting caught in a lie. Lio told Crystal, oh my God, Sasu Frasu is sending you a super chat. It's literally not a super chat. The proof that he shows is a fucking chat.
One thing I don't do it is lie.
Why are you lying, Lio? Why are you lying, Lio? Why? This is so dumb. This is such a stupid thing to lie about, too. The fact that Lio is just like blatantly lying to Crystal Flame to their face about something so minuscule is absolutely ridiculous. And Lio, this further ruins your credibility with the rest, with the court of public opinion, because you're lying about stupid shit like this. If you want people to take you seriously, if you want people to take your response seriously, don't lie about certain things in this situation because it is not going to do you justice. And I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to warn you. I'm going to be the nice, charitable Leah that I am right now. Watch what you say in Discord servers. Watch what you say in DMs. Watch what you say in the Senate, because people are fucking A-logging you and they're leaking your DMs, or they're leaking whatever you say in Discord. My advice to you is don't say shit, motherfucker. It will help you. You're dumb. The fact that this was leaked, you're dumb. You shouldn't have said this stuff. Watch what you say in Queen Seraphina's server. Watch what you say in oh my god, Liana. Hi, Liana. Watch what you say in your own Discord. Watch what you say in DMs. Just assume it's going to be public because people are going to leak shit, Lio, especially when you're getting your ass to the flame. Freaking loser. The fact that I have to tell you this makes you dumb. So dumb. Hey, Liana. Liana is so Liana participates with me, or is like a co-host with me in the Lolgal's podcast. She's also Andy Worski's girlfriend, and she's in Canada right now. So I'm so happy for Liana. Liana, I just love you. I'm just so happy we're on the same continent, and I feel like I'm close with you. It's amazing. Anyways, okay, let's move on.
That's not a super chat. That's not a super chat, Zach. Oh, well, here you are interacting with Sasu. So yeah, just interacting with somebody they don't like or is deemed bad is a cardinal sin.
And the chat that Crystal Flame wrote, because I saw this chat. The chat that Crystal Flame wrote was, you did nothing. I was informed that you were doing suspicious things, and that's why you were banned. Because Sasu was just like, oh, I want to join the Discord, right? And it's good that Crystal Flame didn't add them to the Discord, because Sasu has, supposedly Sasu has been accused of harassing people and stalking them. So I wouldn't even add them to my Discord if I had them. But Crystal Flame was just explaining why they are banned from their Discord, and they can't even handle it. They can't handle that kind of interaction. A brief explanation as to why somebody was banned
with these guys. It's insane. But yeah, I don't...
Twink's secretary doesn't know what a super chat is because he gets no donos. Probably, yeah.
Again, I wouldn't even entertain the guilt by association argument. I really wouldn't. I've asked you several things here, and you can't answer a single one of them with any accuracy. Here's the thing, Leo. She has answered a lot. It's just that you don't accept her answers. That translates to, you didn't give me any answers I wanted to hear. Yeah, that's a chat, lol. Yeah, basically. Alright, Crystal Flame says in response... Oh, yeah, that's where we left off. Okay. Yeah, you said super chat, didn't you? I thought you cared about wording. Don't know, super chat at this point is semantics. So yeah, Leo says, you can't even answer a single one of my questions right. And and Crystal says, well, yeah, I answered this one about it not being a super chat. I corrected you, it's not a super chat. It's a chat. So, show me where I got a super chat. And he's like, that's just semantics.
So Enla makes a good point right there where, every time we're supposed to accept. Hold on, guys. Let me set up. We're supposed to accept when Lio lies. We're supposed to be okay with it because it's a minuscule detail, but we can't lie about anything. And it's not okay if Queen Seraphina or Crystal Flame talks to anybody that is criticizing Lio. Talk about prima donna bullshit right here. Who the fuck are you to go around and be like, oh my God, Crystal Flame has Leigha, Sasu, and other people in their chat. It's so horrible. And yet you're over here fucking openly lying about the situation. Yeah, you're being fucking petty. You are being petty, and it's not working for you. Stop being petty and just actually address the issue at hand. Cut it out with this stupid drama bullshit. Stop it. All I want from Lio Convoy is just to address the situation, take accountability, be fucking honest, and fucking humble yourself. But instead, he's got to focus on dumb, stupid drama that his twink secretary gets himself into. It's dumb. Lio, you are 38 years old. Get over it. People are going to talk. Get over it. Your twink secretary, Zach, is not helping you. They're causing more drama for you. Jesus, so fucking dumb. So fucking stupid. But not only that, it's not only just lying. Lio takes it to the point where he is gaslighting Crystal Flame. And Crystal Flame is supposedly their friend. They're supposed to be friends. This is how you treat friends, Lio? Are you kidding me?
No, that is gaslighting. And yes, she was lied to by omission at the very least.
So Crystal says, I was lied and used, and brain was washed about Peaches. Then Lio says, you were never lied to. You are actually insane. You did not divulge any kind of information when it came to the FCK server. Why, Lio? You had the logs. You had them for months at a time. Why did it take Akumo to make a video for you to respond? It's the same shit with Coyote Lovely. You are so slow, so fucking slow to defend, or so fucking slow to criticize your friends. Why? Because they're your friends. They're your friends. That's dumb. Absolutely dumb. But not only that, you're going to a fellow friend of yours, Crystal, and you're telling her that she was never lied to. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Do you not understand? Do you not understand what Hopeless Peaches is being ridiculed and criticized over? Did you not see those logs? Are you pretending to play dumb, Lio? I think you are. I think you're pretending to play stupid. Lio, ignorance isn't always bliss, you loser. God, I cannot believe Lio thinks he's this dumb. I can't believe Lio thinks we're that dumb. I can't believe Lio thinks Crystal is that dumb. And if I were Crystal, my blood would be fucking boiling. I'd be so pissed off. This is a person that helped you investigate pedos. They helped you find evidence, and this is how you repay them? Fuck you, Lio. Fuck you. This is ridiculous. KHD cast with a 199. They are only friends if they bow down to Lio. LOL. That's how small his ego is. That's literally how small his ego is. KHD, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. WKHD. Hi, Medley. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So we're going to move on. I want to continue with the Crystal Flame stuff before I dive into Coyote Lovely. Let me close this window. So this is Crystal Flame's response to Lio's video that we reacted to last live stream. So let's see what Crystal has to say.
Again, I want to make it clear, this video is a one-time response to the false claims made by Lio Convoy about my conduct and the allegations made against Hopeless Peaches. My sole intention is to set the record straight and end this situation once and for all. I have no desire to engage in a prolonged back and forth or be dragged into any further drama. With that being said, I will be holding people accountable to the same standard they attempt to hold me and my
I'm taking down Lio's channel, so I don't want anybody, just a heads up, I disavow any kind of flagging whatsoever. I am not for that. Please do not try and take down Lio's channel. Just a heads up. I'm not for that. And the reason why I'm not for that is because I today was just falsely reported by somebody on a privacy complaint and got one of my videos taken down, and I'm not very happy about it. So false flagging people is a big no-no in my book. Okay? Thank you, Purple, for saying that, but I disavow that.
partner too. It is critical to understand that I'm not making this video to attack anyone
Hi, Justine.
or to have my words used as a weapon in ongoing conflicts. I firmly believe that the truth is the only thing we should aim for. After this video, I intend to focus solely on my work on my glitch cell video and move forward from this unfortunate situation. I sincerely hope that presenting the facts and clarifying my position, we can put this matter to rest and all parties involved can move on. Thank you for understanding my perspective, and I appreciate you taking the time to hear me out.
My brain may be off, but when Leah says Coyote Lovely, my brain says Coyote Ugly. Yeah. Yeah. It is close in relation, like the two names, so yeah.
Hello everyone, Crystal Flame here. In today's video, we're going to be addressing Lio Convoy's video titled Crystal Flame's Claims Against Hopeless Peaches. I will be going through this video point by point, section by section, to make sure that I cover all of the most important aspects while avoiding unnecessary repetition. Let's begin.
Hey there, I'm Lio Convoy. Another role-playing video addressing the allegations alleged. I promise you guys being worked on. Yes.
Oh my god, I have to slow this down. We will watch this on normal speed, I guess.
I will be addressing everything, including interviews, testimony, whatever else is against me. Addressing these situations takes time, and I have a lot of evidence to collect, and the allegations to sift through and address. Today we're going to look at the allegations specifically made for social speeches and focusing on the thread made by Crystal Flame and what happened after the thread was made. The reason for that is simple. I am being accused of siding with a supposed predator, not holding Peaches to the same standard I would other people, so I am taking it upon myself to sift through these allegations and debunk them.
Lio Convoy begins to poison the well from the very beginning, stating that they have been accused of siding with predators. This statement is not only false, but prefaces the idea that my wordings and or actions against Peaches are problematic. I want to make it clear that I have never called Hopeless Peaches a predator, nor do I believe that they are one.
We are going to be addressing calls to have Crystal, claims made in the thread first released, and obviously Crystal and her partner were 13, and their contact throughout the entire situation. Let me establish the timeline. On Saturday, February 25th, Crystal Flame asked Akumu for the logs of the FCK. Since he did not provide them at the time, I offered my...
So, did we read these logs? Actually, you know what, guys? I have to go to the bathroom real quick. Let me just go to the bathroom, like running. Put attention on it because now the Peaches Lio Convoy stuff is on the YouTube drama Reddit, and I know that's where a lot of YouTubers go to try and get content ideas. So the fact that it's on the YouTube drama Reddit and people are like, why did Peaches delete their YouTube channel? Is kind of telling in and of itself.
copy to Crystal. While I had the log...
Contrary to what has been stated in the video, I did not reach out to Akumi for logs. I was not even aware of Akumi's existence up until their video released. What I did do was reach out to the FCK Twitter account, requesting the logs and access to the server.
So that, like, even Lio, like, just deceiving his audience and making it sound like Crystal reached out to Akumu is just like, that's a tell-all in and of itself. It's a huge tell-all. A huge one. That is crazy. I can't believe that. He's willing to lie about, like, stupid little details like this. And again, this is my pushback on Lio. If you're going to lie, don't lie about stupid details like this. And at least be good at lying. You're not even good at lying, Lio. So stop lying.
One thing I don't do it is lie.
Yes, you do lie, Lio. You do. How do you intend to go through the coyote stuff after this? Yes, I do. I plan to go over the coyote stuff. I'm actually gonna watch one of your videos, Gilded, about coyote. And I also took notes because I went on to I went on to the farms and saw a few things.
While this may seem like a minor point, it highlights the misinformation presented throughout Lio Convoy's video from the very beginning. Lio Convoy has a history of not wanting to associate with individuals they deem as problematic. By falsely claiming that I interacted with someone they have labelled as problematic, they are attempting to poison the well and discredit my position before addressing the substance of my claims.
I think I read all of those. I read all of those screenshots already from the reaction to this actual video. So for the sake of time, I'm not going to read every single screenshot. Besides what is newly provided from Crystal, from what she provides.
While that was my opinion at the time, it obviously needs to be looked into more, which is what's being done now that Crystal brought them to my attention again. Crystal poured through them and found some things that concerned them, so we got in call and started talking about it. This is the first time Peach has heard about this.
I wasn't like hiding or anything, because when I was asking me about like MCK stuff, I didn't even remember what that even meant. And then, like, when you get found out, I remember a couple people who were in that.
Funnily enough, Crystal made it clear that what we found of Peaches conducting herself inappropriately around minors was nothing too bad, just something that would give Omnia and Akumu more ammo. And it wasn't something they were too concerned about, and Crystal had the full logs.
I already have my thoughts on this. This is like absolutely freaking ridiculous. So basically, Leah has been lurking on my YouTube channel. My YouTube confirmed totally. I've been lurking everywhere. I think I'm even subscribed to you.
And Crystal did voice that to Peaches as well as soon as they joined the call.
No, I'm stressed out because I don't remember.
Crystal said they understood Aaron didn't remember these things, and told him that there was no need to take immediate accountability.
Hey, Faye. Okay, so I'm just going to fast forward because I'm not here to... Okay, actually, no, it's going to segue into Lio, or into Crystal making a point.
And then you do your friends and work out, okay, how many characters, and you can make hundreds of drafts if you need to within that time. You know, I'll raise the best, and you do the and I'm happy to help you write that process up, okay? Lio Convoy makes true claims.
I lurk you, Andy.
Initially, I didn't perceive Peach's actions as problematic, primarily because I lacked a comprehensive understanding of the full context of the FCK server. While it is true that Peaches did mention the presence of minors within the FCK while in that voice call, it didn't entirely register with me at the time. It's important to acknowledge that these were my thoughts and feelings based on limited information I had then. I came to understand the gravity of the situation and adjusted my viewpoint accordingly.
So, like, everyone knew Crystal Flame had limited knowledge of what happened in the FCK server. And that's at fault of Lio and Peaches. They weren't fully upfront of what was going on.
Lio Convoy presents a bad faith interpretation of the advice I gave to Peaches in the call shown. I have pressed that Peaches shouldn't make a public statement immediately, and that to ask me if
I will lurk all of you guys. I will lurk you too, Tony.
they should.
Shouldn't. Okay. Sorry.
So this is a call between, it looks like Lio is Garfield, Lio Convoy, Rebel Aaron, and Crystal Flame. They're all in call. And then one of the FCK screenshots is posted in the group chat. Then Rebel Aaron, he says, "What do I say? I don't remember. I do. That's what I mean. I shouldn't make a post, or shouldn't I make a post about it, Crystal?" So the fact that, like, okay, I'm gonna be a little bit critical of Peaches right here. The fact that you think it's okay to exist in the FCK server and you're okay with just like having those interactions, whether you remember them or not. I highly doubt that you don't remember them, but whatever. Whether you remember them or not, the fact that you are okay with just sitting there and being like, "Oh, do I make a response to this?" Yeah, newsflash, you do. Yes. Make a response. Are you kidding me? The fact The fact that he thinks it's okay to ignore this, or he's not even sure if he should make a response, is crazy. That's insane. That is insane.
You're in a very interesting position. I would advise, again, this is going against what Lio is saying, but you said you wanted my opinion. I would advise you to beat them to the punch and saying, you've had someone go through it yourself, someone who is an outsider in this whole situation.
Darth Tara, thank you for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Darth Tara. Peaches is a crocodile tier. Yeah. It's okay, I will say, it is, if you want to ridicule people for crocodile tears, you can do it. You're more than welcome to. I'm not going to police tone you in this chat. I will ask, though, however, if you are in my chat and you are being out of pocket in my chat, that's totally fine. I really don't mind it. But just be respectful of other people's chat, because I did notice that in Crystal Flame's chat, was that people were like being out of pocket. Not you specifically, Trista. You're totally fine, Trista. But people were being specifically out of pocket in their chat, and they didn't like it. So it's okay to be like this in my chat. Just don't let it segue into other people's chat. Just a heads up. But Trista, you're totally fine. You're totally fine. I'm not criticizing you because I didn't see you in Crystal Flame's chat, so you're totally cool.
Who has no incline to leave away. They found these screenshots and just say, just say how you feel about them, because I can imagine there's, regret, to say the least. You can see how these will be spun against you and that you wish you could take it back.
Medley, where's Echo? He's my favorite. So he was here earlier. I don't know where he went.
Or something along those lines.
I intended to encourage Peaches to make a public thread addressing the situation, expressing remorse and taking responsibility for their actions. I believed if they were truly sorry, they needed to own up to their mistakes. However, the context Lio Convoy is presenting here is misleading. What I said is that Peaches shouldn't make a thread while in the distressed state that they are. I advised them to calm down before making a public statement. You, Lio Convoy, agreed with this point during the call.
I make a post now.
Somebody is saying, so it turns into another group chat, or further, like people are further added into the group chat, and it's now Crystal Archived has been added, Hayden, Lily, Nova, I think that's like Nova, Mystic, Mitsuki, Stella, and then somebody, Dorito. Oh, Dorito. Crystal's partner. And in the chat, it's another screenshot getting all this shit out of the way. Lily says, huh? Oh, whoa. And then Crystal Flame says, and she's crying, skull emoji. Then Lily says, sorry. I like napped so hard I woke up with a dissociative episode, bro. I am alive. And then Lily says recording, right?
No.
And then Crystal says,
You're going to wait for a little bit. You're going to calm down first and foremost. We're going to get you to calm down, chill out, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
All right?
Especially right now in this is
oh, no, that was a different group chat. Never mind. Just rewind that. People were not further added into a group chat. It was other people responding in another group chat. So, yeah.
definitely the worst way to go about it.
Then Rebel Aaron, Peaches, he says, I don't remember doing it. I only thought about how to connect myself after not talking to Nick, and I don't remember. If Slimmers was there, they were 16 or 17, which is clearly a lie. That is a lie. Peaches knew that Slimmers was 15.
It really is.
I stand by my advice. It was important for Peaches to have a clear mindset when addressing such sensitive matters.
And the whole point of that was Lio was also telling Peaches at the time, Rebel Aaron, was telling him that he also, just before he make any posts, that he just like calm down and not post anything. So, okay, whatever. So the fact that like Lio is using that against Crystal Flame, but when he in turn is also doing the same action is a little bit disingenuous, okay? You're criticizing Crystal Flame for telling Peaches to take a break, but then you're also doing the same. Like, dude, are you kidding me? BRB gotta go to barbecue some Angus steaks. Ooh, yum. Ugh, I'm jealous. Have fun at the barbecue. Thank you, Gilded, for watching.
Matters publicly, making a statement while emotionally distressed could have led to further misunderstandings and or poor communication. Another note here is that you, Lio, advised against it.
Oh, you're not going to a barbecue. You're barbecuing some Angus steaks. Well, I'm jealous. Take a picture of the steaks. Take a picture. I like steaks. I love steak. Ugh. I love steak. I don't ever think I could be like a vegetarian.
Because Peaches asked for my opinion on this, as shown with this clip here.
Okay, so it says on the screen, for context, the song isn't a dig at Peaches, as I didn't even know I was recording this call. It's not even symbolic or anything along those lines. The song just came out and I just liked it. Sob.
Lost your way. You think your life is wrecked. Let me just say you're correct. Wait, what?
Right now, you don't need to say anything.
Oh my god! Talk about coincidence. This is hilarious. Oh my god. You're a loser, Pappy. Oh my god, this is funny.
Spineless little tiny lips. You're a loser just like me.
Like, it's not me, you know, you need to say the things too. It's just fucking...
Well, that
Dude, the fact that that song is played. Well, I gotta go. Great stream. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Trista. Thank you for joining in. I really appreciate you.
and again, I'm gonna handle it. I'm handling it in the video I'm doing today. I mean, it won't be out
Now I want steak. I know, right? I want steak too.
today, but I'm working on it today. And we went through the logs. We found Peaches making inappropriate comments in the server, a space that had minors in it due to the lack of age gating and rules to distinguish minors from adults. Yet, Peaches never posted anything pornographic, nor had a sexual conversation with anyone they knew was a minor. Yes, there were minors around, but Peaches never purposely directed sexual content at
Okay, Lio.
them. However, Peaches recognized their past behavior as inappropriate and was reasonably distraught hearing about this. This upset was present throughout the entire call. I don't need to drag this out to make it believable. The choppy clips are due to the mental distress Peaches was in. We explained everything to Crystal, including
Well, so Lio, unfortunately, let me further make this claim. I made it in the last live stream I had. Lio, unfortunately, you're not in the position to provide us choppy clips as proof or evidence. You have been knowingly caught lying about situations, and therefore, the court of a public opinion does not believe you or the context that you are providing. So, unfortunately, when it comes to providing calls into your videos now, you need to release the entire call. Thank you. Just a heads up. Hey, Cracker.
the Peaches was still under the control of their groomer when they were active in the server, which left them having learned their kind of behavior as normal and desirable, even if their groomer wasn't present in the server. This wasn't used as an excuse, merely to give context to what kind of situation Peaches was in back then and how it influenced their actions.
If Slummers was that, then I think I knew their age as 16 or 17.
15.
Yeah, but you were also dealing with the after effects of being groomed because you were still in contact with the guy who groomed you.
Okay, so Lio likes to say Lio's go-to narrative when it comes to Peaches having this negligent behavior in the FCK server. We'll chalk it up as that, right? Being massively negligent in the FCK server as Peaches was groomed himself, right? So he's not going to know the difference of what is right and what is wrong, especially when it comes to interacting with minors in a Discord server. Do you want to know who else used the fact that they were groomed as an excuse in their controversy? Guess. Take a wild guess, guys. We're going to go over them in a second. It's going to be interesting. And they say this specific statement in one of their videos, and it's going to be very interesting. Okay, you guys aren't guessing quick enough, so I'm going to let you guys know. Coyote Lovely. Coyote Lovely. Why does Doodle Tones as well. Why does Lio Convoy have the same defense for Peaches or Rebel Aaron as Coyote Lovely? It's interesting. Why are you running the same kind of defense? You were more than happy to disavow Coyote Lovely. You're more than happy to more than happy to ridicule them, but you're going to have the same defense as them? Like, are you kidding me? You think I'm not going to pay attention to a specific detail like that? That's a joke. That is a joke. Prezi God says, and. Yes, and. That's hilarious. Out of all the defenses that you tried picking for Peaches or for Rebel Aaron, you decide to run with the same defense as Coyote Lovely. Whoa. That's funny. Wow, Lio. Your defense for Peaches, your defense for Rebel Aaron is just so solid. It's just so great. You couldn't have picked any a better or any worse of a defense. In fact, Peaches should probably disown you as their father because you're just a joke. Entire joke.
This is what, right before Cosmodor stuff happened? This was before Cosmodor, so you didn't even come to realization of what happened to you until after he got exposed, because that's when you started questioning things. Crystal originally told Peaches to take a break and comforted them, so we left the call with the understanding I would handle the situation as Crystal had agreed to within the call.
And that's the sad reality of the fan.
I'll get it handled.
Okay. I'll hold you to it. Because
I'll get it handled, and I can easily get this video up for him, even if I stay up all night.
For the most part, I agree with everything said here, but how it's presented, this is my interpretation.
Fatherless behavior, totally.
It gives the audience the idea that I disagree with his stance, that I feel that grooming behaviors can't affect people when they can. I'm aware of this firsthand.
I wonder how the other Senate members are taking it. So far, the rest of the what I assume is what is left of the Senate. So far, what's in the Senate and going on is that they're just kissing Lio's ass. The people that are in Senate right now are just making excuses for Lio and Peaches. Hi, Vidal. Hi, Vidal. Are you keeping the stream up? No, I'm going to take it down and cut it up into segments and make it into videos.
Released on the 26th, Crystal asked for a conversation. At the time, I let them know Peaches was on the break that Crystal suggested, and I was in a work meeting. Before waiting for any further reply or call, Crystal decided to release their thread. This thread had a lot of very loaded claims in it, and I will go through it step by step to disprove them.
Recent revelation of Hopeless Peaches, a thread. I want to address the recent revelation regarding Hopeless Peaches. They have been banned from my community as well as any communities associated with me.
The fact that you made this public thread to address this when you said
Distression says most likely they're believing everything Lio is saying, but I'm not going to say that as fact. It's good that you're not saying that as fact. I acknowledge that, but I do agree with you on that. Yes.
Yourself you wanted to handle this privately is hypocritical. You said
I can't always watch live. I prefer live. Okay, I'll try and keep some live streams up.
in our first call you didn't want to make a thread because this isn't a big deal.
No, I'm saying this is what could happen. Not just I'm going to do it. Because I'm not going to. Again, I'm handling it the way I want to handle it. You know, not telling them X, Y, and Z.
I'm more. Zad said, "I'm more disappointed in Sunny. Not gonna lie."
This is how I want to. If it was bigger, or if it was anywhere close to
Remind me who Sunny is.
what I tried to frame it as, we wouldn't be talking. There would be a public thread already. But they're going to handle it that way. They're going to literally take this tiny bit of this tiny bit of evidence.
Imagine dying on the Lio Convoy Hill. Yes. Yeah. It's just insane. They're drinking fucking Kool-Aid, and I'm just gonna assume the Senate Discord is like now Jonestown. Okay, guys? I'm just gonna assume that. Y'all are fucking drinking the Kool-Aid in the Senate Discord.
Which is unseasoned.
Especially Zach, Lio's twink secretary, is definitely drinking the Kool-Aid.
And they're going to make it the biggest thing in the world. That's why I would want, as you know, to make a post. Not because like it needs to be said, but it's just beating them to that.
Lio completely misconstrued my words in the cool.
Justine Martin says Peach's controversy is like the ropes or Roses and Roses got dogpiled on. Even if he had a special disorder, I think he was assaulted. So pretty much he's protecting Peaches, but not Rose. Yes. And in fact, Lio has been caught in another lie. Let me hold off on this video for a second. Lio has stated, they have said, we apologize to Rosa Ray Ramsey. Rosa Ray Ramsey is more than happy to exist in the Senate Discord, right? Everything's fine. We apologize. Well, according to Omnia, that's not the truth. What Omnia says, and again, this is Lio lying right here.
One thing I don't do it is lie.
Well, you do lie, Lio. You can't spell lie without an L. Lio, lie, lying, Lio. You could say the same thing for me, lying Leah, but I'm not lying about this. Anyways, Omnia says, I need everyone who keeps regurgitating the same garbage to please shut the fuck up and produce a screenshot. Just one is fine. Because the victim herself claims otherwise. Rosa herself said that they never gave her an apology. As evidence below, where's your evidence? Where? So Lio is saying, I apologize to Rosa Ray Ramsey. Everyone apologized to her. Well, according to Rosa Ray Ramsey themselves, they didn't apologize. So this is a DM with Rosa Ray Ramsey. And I don't think Omnia would lie about this, so I'm just going to put it out there like that. No one from the Senate, including Hopeless Peaches and Lio Convoy, has apologized to you for their action towards you in the voice call. No private messages saying sorry, nothing of the sort. And then Rosa Ramsey says, nope, not at all. And then Omnia says, well, that's terrible. Well, that's ... That's terrible. And then Rosa says, I know, right? Sad face. So they're not apologizing. They haven't apologized. Lio's lying if he says he has.
I stated that based on the information I had at the time, I didn't feel like I needed to make a public statement. However, I also made it clear as day if more information.
So Distression says, see, now here's my question to that. If they did apologize to Rosa, which I doubt because there's no proof, which call would they be apologizing for? Exactly. Lio has on 3 occasions abused Rosa Ray Ramsey. On 3 occasions. 2 of the occasions occurred on a live stream. So she was publicly abused on people's YouTube platforms, and then privately in a Senate call, in the 4-hour Senate call. So, and then on top of it, Lio is going to lie and say, I said sorry. I apologized to her. Prove it, motherfucker. Prove it. Where did you apologize? I would like to see that because I don't believe you. This is why I naturally don't believe Lio when it comes to statements like this, because Lio is more than happy to lie for himself and for Peaches to save their asses. And it's like, guys, just be fucking honest. If you want people to be honest with you, the very least you could do is the same in return. And if you're not going to do that, then don't expect people to be honest with you. Y'all are dumb. Y'all are stupid. Lio, if you're going to lie, the very least you could do is be good at it. And you're not. You're not even good at it. You could say Lio is lying. Totally. Lio is lying.
One thing I don't do is lie.
You lie, Lio. That's a lie right there. One thing you do is lie. Okay? Quit lying.
Information came to light, I would address it immediately.
Not going to. I'm handling it the way I want to handle it. You know, no one's telling me to handle X, Y, and Z. This is how I want to. If it was bigger.
Strictly Patrick says it's okay to, because Diddle Kid, sorry, Doodle Tones says they changed and they aren't the same people. Yeah. I don't believe that. Like, I don't believe when Doodle Tone says that they changed. Once a fetish, like, once they have a fetish, they will always have that fetish, okay? Doodle Tones is lying, too. Once a degenerate, always a degenerate. Heart says you could... Oh, I read that super chat. Thank you for the super chat, Heart. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Or if it was anywhere close to what they're trying to frame it as, we wouldn't be talking. There would be a public thread already.
Lio's portrayal of the timeline is very misleading. They're acting if I made a decision immediately after the call, but that is not the case. It was after Peaches released their thread that more information came to my attention. People reached out to me through DMs informing me about Peaches' activities on Amino.
So he lied about apologizing because he didn't want to get heat that he attacked a person who had autism. Yes. He lied about apologizing, according to Omnia. And again, I'm not going to think that Omnia is lying here. There's no reason for Omnia to lie in this situation. So, and there's motive for Lio to lie. It's like believing that PewDiePie never said the N-word after that one gaming clip. They just get better at hiding it. LOL. Yeah, you do make a good point right there, Strawberry. Bhavani says, sorry to stream title was amazing though. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it.
New information prompted me to reach out. Unfortunately, you were busy at work and Peaches was away. I acknowledge and agree that I was emotionally heightened during this time, and that's when I rushed to make a thread. The reason for my urgency was that the glitch cell victims were in a state of distress. They were witnessing abusers like Ventus speaking up, attempting to discredit what was said and trying to undermine the Senate's conduct. This individual was trying to portray the Senate as being too...
Michelli says, can someone get help for their degeneracy? I don't see why not. Probably go to therapy. I'm black-pilled when it comes to that because I think like if you have weird sexual kinks, right, and you're just naturally attracted to that kind of stuff, it's going to be hard to change it because that's who you are as a person. So yeah.
Too hard on Artie and or Thea.
Yeah, worst part about this is this isn't even the first time they've used this tactic. They use the same exact...
Like, I don't have the belief that pedos can be reformed if you are a pedophile and if you are caught being a pedophile or you're, like, attracted to minors. I think there's no fixing you. There's no amount of therapy that will fix you.
Tactics on me 2 years ago. Not sure who else did this too as well, but I hope Rose will be the last they pull this shite on. To add onto this, as I slept on this, I also remember this being used on Veer and Artie when accusations of them being.
It's funny because Lio and Peaches are willing to source Kai for claims against Omnia and will question Omnia's allegations against Kai, but when Kai criticizes them, they become Omnia stands, LMAO. Yeah. And it's hilarious because right now they're in a unique position where Kai and Omnia are both criticizing them and they have no position what to take whatsoever. So yeah. Another thing is I talked to yesterday we were recorded for the Lolgal podcast. And we talked about Lio and the Lolgal podcast. And Jessica Pizzle told me that Peaches has in the past, Drew, when Peaches was having his issues with Omnia, Peaches drew a very suspicious picture of Peaches and Omnia washing Peaches' hair. And in the picture, both Peaches and Omnia are naked. And that's pretty weird. Like, I don't understand why Peaches would think it's okay to draw somebody like that or in that kind of situation. It's very degenerate behavior. Like I saw the picture because Jessica sent it to me and I was just like, ugh. I physically cringed when I saw it.
PDF files. Me and a small group of former friends infiltrated the Senate server and found Artie in a call with them. There was a discussion regarding blackmail suggested by Coyote Lovely if Artie did not comply with their demands. I don't know if they followed through on that threat or just bark and no bite. As of now, I have no clue if the individuals were sent to prison or not.
My priority was to establish a disconnection between myself and the Senate as quickly as possible to prevent the victim.
The Senate members will call it chibi. So I don't think that's chibi. Like I'm going to go out there and say this. I don't think that's chibi. I think it's straight up lolly. I think that's lolicon. Because at the time when that drawing was happening, I think Omnia was underage or Peaches was underage. And I just think that's lolicon.
Victims' voices from being misconstrued. I didn't want anyone to think what Peaches said within the glitch cell video.
I even said it on the Lolgal podcast yesterday. I was like, yeah, that's lolly. The fact that Peaches is just like okay with drawing that kind of stuff is just that's a tell-all. That's not chibi.
Which are now taken down.
Chibi has to be smaller, I think. Yeah. It's not chibi. That's lolly. It definitely is.
Were false, as they're not. I felt a strong sense of responsibility to protect the integrity of the victims' experiences to ensure that the truth was not overshadowed by the actions of those attempts.
And they cannot say washing hair, like they can't say Omnia washing Peaches' hair is not a sexual like situation. That's like that's straight up deflection right there, because washing someone's hair in like washing somebody else's hair can be construed as like a sexual kind of thing. So that's bullshit.
Attempting to discredit the situation.
You mentioned that you wanted to handle this privately in a call with Lin, yet here you are, making a thread.
Slippery Freak says, did you see the part in Omnia's video where they brought out how they want or how when they went to Lio for proof against Zay, he completely disregarded them or something like that? No, I'm going to have to watch Omnia's video. I'll have to watch it.
Before even having a call with either of us about what you found.
That's what I am planning to do.
Prezi says, ask Tipster to be sure if it's lolly. If Tipster likes the image, then you know it's lolly.
Because again, I don't want to make this. I'm not planning to make this public. I just want this to be privately between people, handled like adults as it fucking should be.
You said you don't want this to be a drama fest, yet run around telling people about this going on, making this entire thread.
TLDR, I want to keep most of this private, handle it adult to adult, not a big fucking drama fest. Apart from Butters. Butters needs to be publicly called out, exposing kids to that shit. That's disgusting.
I find myself disappointed by the misconception of the timeline presented.
It is important for me to
Darth Tara says, yeah, even if it's supposed to be in a Japanese bathhouse or something, I'm pretty sure people wash their own hair. Yes. It's just weird. It's again, Peaches drew it at the time where he had issues with Omnia. Why the fuck are you drawing pictures of you're getting your hair washed by somebody you don't like and you're both naked? Like, that's fucking lolly. There's no arguing with me on this. That's lolly. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, degenerate behavior.
clarify
It's not chibi.
that I spoke to Lin before the thread was made. The way how it's portrayed in the video suggesting that our conversation happened.
Bavani says Lio on Twitter demanded a recording to prove Omnia's claims, and and the recording was in Nina's videos. I might have to check that out. I may be missing the mark on the Omnia stuff. I might have to go over it. I might have to. I think in another live stream, we'll go over the Omnia video. We'll go over the Omnia video, and then we're also going to go over the we're gonna go over the Mr. Enter video about Rebecca. We'll go over that too. That Lio helped out with.
Happened after the thread is simply disheartening. The sequence of events is crucial in understanding the context of my actions. My conversation with Lin took place at a time when I was gathering information and trying to make sense of the situation. It was before Peach's emotional breakdown and before the thread was released publicly. It's an inaccurate portrayal of the timeline in the video and fails to capture the true nature of my intentions in the order that events unfolded. It is disappointing to see Lin's words being used in such a way to distort the reality of the situation. I expected much more from them.
Not only that, you actively tell people to wait for all the spicy details, and you like getting to make vague tweets about the thread you were about to drop.
Lio, you're well aware of the context behind this tweet, as it was discussed in the call included only you and me. It's worth noting that this call was recorded even though I was under the presumption.
So, on October 3rd, 2024, Crystal says, Lio, would you be free to call? Just me and you, no recording, just human to human. Don't worry about the Butters thing, as it's not about that. It's to talk between me and you. Between me and you would be nice I feel, for both of us. And Lio says, sure. And then the call started.
Neither of us would do so. I made this ambiguous tweet to get people to leave me alone, as I was receiving numerous amount of inquiries from individuals asking me if I heard about the situation. Of course I heard about the situation. I was aware of it because I was the one who advised Peaches to make the thread in the first place. The purpose of the tweet was to convey that I had seen the thread to discourage people from constantly reaching out to me about it. I wanted to distance myself from the FC.
Zay Kamnia, or Zay Kai, Zay/Kai, and Omnia or X's. Yes. Yeah. I know about those two. Leah, it's March 10th. What? Did I type the wrong date? What?
CK situation and in any future involvement, yet you chose to present it in a way that paints a very...
Oh, did I? Oh my God. I read the date wrong. Yeah, I said October 10th. Oh my God. I'm silly. Silly me. I read the date backwards. Yes, that on that day, it was March 10th. I apologize. Yes. Sorry. Thank you for correcting me, femboy. I really appreciate it.
different picture.
This individual, whom I once trusted and admired, played a significant public role during the GT situation. However, I have recently uncovered disturbing information that has shattered my perception of them entirely. I was the third party who Hopeless Peaches was talking about with the FCK chat. I conducted an impartial investigation into the matter. I confronted Hopeless Peaches directly.
Yes, Cat. Yeah. Omnia accused Zay and /Kai of domestically abusing them physically and financially. Yes.
Expressing my disappointment and labeling them a hypocrite.
You do leave out that you told them, with your own words, to take time to distress and comforted them. You also leave out that you said you understood why they behaved that way and that there was no need for immediate accountability.
What he's saying is that you don't need to deal with it right in this second, right in this 10 minutes, 20 minutes later. And you right now just need to focus on your breathing, focus on composing yourself.
At the 10:30 mark, a common theme appears in the video where Lio repeats points that has already been discussed earlier. This repetition becomes a pattern throughout the video, and I find myself having to revert back to previous sections which I've already provided clarification on these matters. As I mentioned before, I advise Peaches to take their time to calm down and process everything before making a public statement. Peaches needed to be in the right state of mind when addressing sensitive situations, and I believe that rushing a public statement while emotionally distressed could lead to further complications. Lio's reiteration of this point, which has already been discussed, adds no new information to the conversation. It feels like an attempt to reinforce a narrative that has already been addressed and clarified.
It's not. So I agree with Crystal right there, but I also kind of disagree with them. Like, I see their perspective when it comes to that. It could possibly also just be Lio looping because he doesn't know what to say, or he doesn't know how to defend Peaches. So it could possibly be that as well.
I believe there could be an opportunity for growth and learning, but they needed to face the music for their actions. As I pushed for them to make a public statement, which they eventually did, more information came to light. It has been revealed that when Hopeless Peaches was 18 or 19 years old, they engaged in inappropriate sexual behavior and...
So I already had my take on these chats right here. These chats are very telling. I know why Lio would like try and pretend to be like offended by the stuff, and that like Crystal posted these speculative evidence. My criticism towards Lio is I don't think this is speculative. I think it's very hilarious that you are more than happy to accept solid evidence from Crystal Flame in the past when you guys worked on a case together. But then now you're saying, now that it's not working in favor of Peaches, now you're saying, oh, well, this is speculative and this can't be verified. And it's like, that's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I just lost our spot. Let me try and re-find it. Sorry, guys. I can't believe I did this. Sucks that I did this. Where is it? Okay, right here.
This is an asinine claim. Crystal provides absolutely no proof that Camilla knew about this entire thing. Roping Peaches in with actions from people like Veer is disgusting and
Okay, I already got past this part. Did I get past this? I think I
being
did.
called out, despite that chat having minors as well. The call out was directed at holding it in the wrong room, not the fact that it was done around children. So holding Peaches accountable to this extent when Peaches was also 18 themselves, and morally grandstanding about it when you are someone who knowingly directed sexual content at children, is nothing short of hypocritical, especially when Peaches never called you a glitch-tail predator over this and instead told you off in private, as Crystal states on the February 25th call.
So, one of Lio's arguments today is, okay, you know, Nix, thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Anyways, so one of the things that Lio is happy to stand on his little soapbox for and deflect for is that we're accepting of Crystal Flame and the conversation that they had when they were 18 years old around minors at the time, right? And that we're hypocritical when we dismiss Crystal's actions, but we don't dismiss Peach's actions when they were at the same age too. My response to Lio is, I don't agree with Crystal doing what they did in the past. I also don't agree with Peaches in doing what they did in the past. I think it's degenerate behavior. I'm not for it. I disavow it. My focus is on Peaches right now. It's not on Crystal Flame. The fact that you are deflecting to Crystal Flame in an argument and try and make it as an own is absolutely disgusting and disingenuous. And you are a piece of shit for doing that. Okay? Both people are shitty for doing those things. There you go. There you go. You want your answer? I gave you your answer. Stop fucking virtue signaling over this bullshit because it's not a great argument to make. You are arguing intentionality of others, and that's not how that works, Lio. That's not how that works. You know why? Because I completely knelt on you just now by disavowing both people. So there you go. Oops. Hold on.
They want you to publicly address it, you know? Because you remember when you were going through the chats with me, yeah? In the Glitch Cell server, and you saw something where I was a bit, like, weird, you know? When I was 18, I said some weird shit. And you came to me, you asked me about it, and you posted about it, which you were in your full right to. This is the same, it's like the tables have turned, you know?
This point especially is absolutely hypocritical, considering Crystal's conduct when they were 18, which would make them unfit to deal with the
No, Leah, they don't like nuance. They definitely don't.
Glitchtail situation by their own standards.
A fear that lingers within us is that the GTC and the groomers associated with it will exploit this situation as a gotcha against us. This thought fills us with dread, and I struggle to comprehend why Hopeless Peaches would ever put us in such a vulnerable position.
You mentioned people using this situation as a gotcha against you. Wouldn't that also apply to you and your actions since you were 18? Consider
I'm just gonna fast forward because Lio is just freaking dumb with this argument. He's absolutely dumb with it. I'd like to see what Crystal Flame says in response. So let's see.
mission.
At the 15 minutes and 40-second mark, we encountered the most backhanded interpretation of the entire situation. It is crucial to provide the context and clarity for the events that has transpired. Firstly, I want to acknowledge and make clear that I was giving Peaches a lot of grace in the call, as I was aware that emotional, physical, and mental struggles were at the forefront as they were breaking down. The Glitch Cell dub, which I participated in when I was freshly 18, is a topic I have addressed in the past, and even have screenshots showing my intention to discuss it within my own Glitch Cell overview video. The video frames the situation as though Hopeless Peaches approached me about the dub in DMs, based on recollection of the events as I deleted my main account, as I was expecting to be
Zad, I'm looking at your DMs right now.
gone from the internet for a year and start afresh. I had previously pointed out the dub to Peaches, wanting to be transparent about it. Later down the line, Peaches seemingly forgot about our earlier conversation and reached out to me again, asking about what happened. Without warning or further discussion, they posted it on Twitter, disregarding the context I provided and approach I suggested.
So this is telling on Peach's end right here. The fact that like Peaches is like, oh, I forgot about what happened in the situation. What did you do? And then the fact that like Peaches then goes and posts it maliciously is telling in and of itself. That's very telling. That's Peaches being selective with, oh my God, what is happening with me is just horrible. These people are bad actors. They're being malicious. Feel bad for me. I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry. And then you doing the same thing. So it's like, fuck you, Peaches. No, I'm not going to sit here and be charitable towards you when you are more than happy to do this very same thing that you're not. That is my whole criticism when it came to Maggot Edits. You are the very thing that you did not want to become. And the fact that you are the very thing that you don't want to become or that you didn't want to be is laughable. And I don't take you seriously.
Video portrays the dub as if it was privately discussed and DM'd and handled exclusively in that matter, which is an outright lie and fabrication again. Peaches
Hi, Hayes.
never informed me of their intention to post the dub on Twitter. This claim has been either kept hidden from the Senate members and Lio,
or the Senate has been directly lying to me to paint this narrative. Here's the proof of Peaches calling up the dub on Twitter, perpetuating the lies made up by my groomers and abusers, stating it was a fanfic. Let me be clear. It was never a fanfic, it was never sexual roleplay, or anything along that nature.
Dude, are you kidding me? Are you serious, Zad? He tried doxing Gilded. So apparently, Lio tried doxing Gilded and failed at it because Gilded was using a VPN. That is insane. That's crazy. That's fucking nuts.
Lio released their video, I proactively showed them exactly what happened. Lio was aware of my intentions to address this topic in my Crystal Flame My Truth video, as I had expressed my desire to discuss it for months, even going on nearly 2 years. I hold myself to the same standard I hold others to, and painting me as a hypocrite
No, his friend? Okay.
in this situation is incredibly backhanded. The entire basis of this video revolves around questioning why I didn't approach
So it wasn't Lio. Okay, thank you for clarifying.
the Senate quickly enough, and why I rushed to make a thread without seeking out more context. However, a crucial thing to note is that Hopeless Peaches did the exact same thing to me, but in a notably worse way, sharing incorrect information and forwarding the words of my abusers without properly verifying the facts and or asking me for context. When Peaches made those statements about the dub, I didn't freak out or make a big deal out of it. Instead, I calmly replied to their posts providing the correct information and clarified the misconceptions they had spread. I handled the situation with composure and focused on setting the record straight. Given the context, I find it highly questionable for Lio to create a 14-minute video criticizing me for the actions while simultaneously ignoring Peaches doing the same thing in a noticeably worse manner.
I mean, Crystal, like, he's going to make a video about this because he wants to discredit you. This is how attorneys work in courtroom proceedings. Lio's not very good at it, and he should probably stop doing it because people can call it for what it is. But he's going to do it to discredit you or character assassinate you. That's what it is. And the fact that it's hilarious that people are like, or Lio's like, oh my God, yeah, what? Oh, you guys are being so mean to Peaches. You guys are character assassinating her. That's so horrible. Or a character assassinating him. That's so horrible. Right? He's willing to do it to you, Crystal, and that's your friend. So it's like, it's hypocritical. Totally hypocritical.
The double standard.
It's a rules for thee, not for me kind of thing.
Glaringly apparent. If we are expected to disregard the words of the abusers and prioritize the truth, then why hasn't Peaches been vilified for taking the false narrative perpetuated by my abusers and groomers and proceeding to forward them? The inconsistencies with Lio's approach. They seemingly selectively apply their principles based on the individuals involved. When it comes to me, they're quick to make a lengthy video highlighting my mistakes, but when I face a comparable situation to Peaches, actions were ignored, or Peaches didn't tell their friends the truth.
People who helped you under the bus at the slightest whiff of an issue, rather than, say, a productive conversation or allowing people to show you their side and evidence first, instead of running head-on into accusations you can't even substantiate in public. Not to mention the fact that you seemingly were okay with resolving these situations after talking through them and coming to an understanding, only to backstab everyone in a public thread that you knew would affect the very people you also came to terms with the night before. Also, this was not your main goal. When we looked at your conduct within the server.
So this part I'm gonna skip over because I really don't care what Lio has to say. Like, we already know the context of what Lio is saying. I want to just focus on what Crystal is saying and what her response is.
Server, when it actually was in Dorito server. Once we realized the conversation took place in Dorito server, we looked into it accordingly. Moreover, you're putting words into my mouth by suggesting that I said certain things when in reality those were.
Oh, so this was the instance where in Lio's video, Lio was quick to criticize Crystal Flame and say, oh, you said Peaches is over party, right? He confronts her in a call and is like, well, does Peaches is Peaches is over ring a bell to you, right? Lio is lying, directly lying to Crystal Flame when it's said, right? And when Crystal Flame is virtually confused because they didn't say that, and they go, what? Lio shifts and is like, well, in fact, this actually happened. And they do another shift. Again, that's a pattern of behavior that is coming from Lio, where Lio lies and then quickly shifts to another topic and tries to cover up that lie. Lio, just stop lying.
One thing I don't do, and it's lie.
You're lying, Lio. You are lying. You are a liar. Liar.
Words were spoken by other people. It's a disingenuous tactic to attribute statements made by others to me, and it's a clear attempt to misrepresent my position. If you were to follow your bad faith interpretation that everything said within our communities and spaces should be considered our own words, then by that logic, you would be agreeing that I am friends with my abusers, the ones I have spent the past year and a half of my life calling out. That is an absurd and offensive notion, and highlights the inherent flaw in your reasoning. Your arguments is not only petty, but logically inconsistent. You can't selectively apply the flawed principle to suit your narrative.
I agree with Crystal right there when she says your arguments are not only petty, but inconsistent. Yes, I agree.
While ignoring the implications
And disingenuous.
when it doesn't align with your agenda. It's a double standard that exposes the weakness of your position within this video.
I know you said
That's all Lio works on. That's all Lio relies on is double standards. I completely agree with Crystal right here.
this was to hype yourself up after you remembered that you did interact with that post. But how is watching your chat rag on Peaches hyping yourself up?
Wholeheartedly, that was me being cocky. Wholeheartedly, that is me being cocky trying to put myself up. I will 100% 10% admit to that because I want it to appear strong. I want it to appear.
We have you, Dorito. She's been digging her grave for a while. You want to clarify that? If it was about you, they'd hype you up and not tear Peaches down. Dorito, Crystal's partner, behaves the absolute worst, comparing Peaches to the likes of Artie, Veer, and Vita, people that Peaches has called out for a multitude of things. You know, grooming children, directing sexual content willingly at them, and worse. And that's less than what Peaches did in Dorito's eyes, apparently. I've shown you what Veer did already. I can't exactly see how not filtering yourselves around minors is worse than what these disgusting individuals did, but sure.
We arrive at a point which infuriates me the most. A point where a blatant straw man argument is made in the most disgusting and disagreeable manner. I'm going to be very blunt here. You had no right to make such accusations against my partner, suggesting that they compared Peaches to my abusers. How dare you even...
That is absolutely disgusting. I do agree with that. Because I don't think Crystal's partner would do that. I don't think Dorito would do that. And the fact that Lio thinks it's okay to make that accusation is absolutely disgusting. It's disgusting. And that tells you that he doesn't care about victims. He does not care. Lio doesn't care. Peaches doesn't care. It's disgusting.
make such a...
We're okay with invalidating victims. We are completely fine. This is Peaches and Lio speaking. We're completely fine with invalidating victims. But the second you invalidate Peaches, that's horrible. And you should be crucified. Where's the equality in that?
Declaration. Let's read the screenshot, shall we, as Lio failed to do so.
Worst part is, Peaches has called out people for less and was absolutely ruthless to them. She's getting off lucky.
I don't think they are. That's where I disagree with Dorito right there. I don't think Peaches is getting off lucky. I think Peaches did a really shitty thing, and they are being held to the coals. Their ass is on fire, and I am more than happy to hypothetically light their ass on fire and call out their shitty behavior.
You took this single screenshot where Veer, Vita, and Artie were never mentioned, and you twisted it in the most disgustingly bad faith way possible. You portrayed it to your audience, knowing most of them just listen to your videos instead of watching them. As you often say, you're feeding the artist. What Dorito is referring to here, what you easily could have clarified.
And I also agree with Crystal right here, because Crystal makes the reference to what prison mate Luke did to Peaches, right? When it came to the Creepshow art stuff. I think it's very hilarious that Lio is getting caught doing the absolutely the exact same thing, and Lio's audience just eats it up. They just eat it up.
By asking any of us, since you knew our DMs were open, is the Senate calls as a whole. They were not referring to people Peaches had pulled out in their YouTube post. You made an emotional assumption based on falsities, resulting in the most outrageous straw man argument I have ever witnessed throughout this entire situation. I expect you, Lio Convoy, to apologize to Dorito for misconstruing...
Kat says, I honestly think there's industry/mafia tactics going on. Like, why is Lio so protective over Peaches? Is Lio really that obsessed with Peaches, or does Peaches have blackmail over Lio? I have no idea. I think I think given their relationship with one another, their internet relationship with one another is very inappropriate for a man that is married. If I was his wife, and I was interacting, or if I witnessed my husband interacting with somebody like that on the internet and calling them daughter, I would be very upset. Not only that, the fact that we know that Lio actively protects Peaches from his own wife, even when his wife thinks like Peaches is doing some kind of home wrecking, the fact that Lio threatens his wife and is like, if you don't address this or if you don't apologize to Peaches, I'm going to walk or I'm going to leave you. That's absolutely disgusting. That's absolutely disgusting. If Peaches had, or if not Peaches, if Lio's wife had any self-respect, if that, as soon as that threat left Lio's mouth, I would fucking divorce him. I would leave him. But no, they are still together. And I feel bad for Lio's wife. Absolutely feel bad for Lio's wife. The fact that he's picking internet friends over his own marriage is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Their words and attempting to frame them as using my abusers to.
And it like, I hurt for her. I really hurt for Lio's wife because she's a Southern woman. Although we share the same name, and I think it's cringe that we share the same name, I feel for her because you are a Southern woman. You have Southern values. And I know a Texas woman would not be doing that kind of shit. They would not be putting up with that shit in their household. If boyfriend did that to me, I would leave him. And I know if I did that to boyfriend, pick somebody over the internet over boyfriend, he would leave me too. He would leave me too. And that's a Texas thing to do. And I feel bad for his wife.
Paint Peaches in a negative light. This is utterly disgusting, and I expected so much better from you, Lio.
I like your OC. Thank you. I really appreciate it, Luna. Also, welcome to the chat.
Your actions demonstrate within this context a complete lack of integrity and the willingness to manipulate and misrepresent other people's words to fit your narrative. It's a shameful display of intellectual dishonesty and a blatant attempt to misguide your audience. You've called prison mate Luke out for the same actions in the past. Why are you repeating them?
Lio ain't a true Texan in spirit. Let's face it. Yes, he's not a Texan. Yes, I agree. I will even go out and say Texas is embarrassed to have Lio reside here. Just a FYI. As a local Austinite, we are embarrassed. We disavow Lio. Lio is not a Texan. Because this is not how Texans act. Just a FYI.
Situation I'm using, treating it like tea, and we'll get to that later.
Something I kept quiet for my well-being is that for the GTC situations and every other AU were connected to it, I was the one responsible for gathering all the evidence, collecting screenshots, and compiling everything, which I then provided to Hopeless Peaches for their videos.
Lio's wife wanted Peaches gone. I think so. And the only reason why we know this is because Peaches is going around, or Peaches at the time was going around trash talking Lio's wife in a server, right? I think at the time, Peaches or Lio's wife was just like, who is this Peaches person? Why are you always on call with them? I don't like this. Are they home wrecking? I think this is home wrecking. And then Lio was like, okay, if you don't take that back, I'm going to leave. If you don't apologize to Peaches, I'm going to leave. And that's, oh my God. That's like, holy shit, you are picking an internet person over your actual marriage. That's embarrassing.
With that being said, all they had to do was work on the script, while at the time the other victims, including myself, were truly grateful for their help.
And I am actually perplexed as to why he would pick somebody over the internet over his own marriage. It's just, I'm perplexed. I don't get it.
But now I want to create a complete disconnection between the GTC victims and Hopeless Peaches. Before, I was okay with Peaches and others taking credit for the work. I welcomed it as it allowed me to step away from the public eye, as I never did this for clout or attention. I even deleted my Twitter account as it made me feel disgusting growing.
Back DM you steak pics. Oh my gosh. Now I want a steak. I kind of want a steak now.
From this.
Peaches looked through them, so did Sarah, Jar, Kay, and even Sunny. The idea that you were the only one working on it, even putting the word helped in quotations, is wholly dishonest and doesn't show any respect for the plethora of people that have helped you and the others.
So
this
good.
point is even worse because in the call we had after this thread, you said you didn't care if people took credit.
Those steaks look delicious, Gilded. They look good.
So long as the evidence was presented truthfully.
Yeah, you know how it's one of those things where even the I was like, I'm more than happy with Peaches and Queen and so on taking the credit for the evidence. You know, I didn't care that. You know, I just wanted a good job done. You know, that's how I always tell myself. I don't care how as long as it's the truth and not the truth. So yeah, I would agree.
Yet here you are, in a thread, making sure everyone knows you did all the work when that wasn't even true.
You raised a point I completely agree on, much to the contrast of what just happened. My wording within the thread was disrespectful, and I will take full responsibility for that. At the time, I was in a state of panic and desperation, wanting to make a clear disconnection from the situation. However, as Lio knows, there's a section at the end of my Crystal Flame the Truth video where I address the issue, and I make amendments for my statement. I want to read out that section of my script now.
They were, yeah. Even the baked potato, like, I think I'm gonna Instacart some steak. I think I'm going to.
I want to address my public statements regarding the connection between myself, Hopeless Peaches, and the Senate. In the statement I made a claim based off a single screenshot that Peaches engaged in explicit truth and dare games within Amino. I redacted this claim within the hour of posting the thread, but I now realize that I could have handled the situation much better. Furthermore, I stated that I spoon-fed information to Peaches and did all the work in the videos. These are unfair claims for me to make. Let me be clear. I do not view Hopeless Peaches as a groomer and or abuser. Unacceptable for anyone to twist my words to paint them as such. It's also unfair.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop Crystal right there. I don't think anyone views Crystal or views Peaches as a predator or a groomer. I haven't seen that from Akumo's end. I haven't seen it from Kumo's end. Gilded's not calling this person Peaches a groomer or predator. I don't know where Lio is getting this narrative. I don't think Peaches is a groomer or a predator. I just think they're negligent.
Just that Peaches did no research and that I provided them.
I think they're negligent and hypocritical. Shad, thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it.
With all the information, I understand how my words could have been misconstrued to imply that no other YouTubers conducted their research, which was never my intention. To clarify, while Peaches did do research, I contributed a significant amount more than I ever made publicly known. I chose not to be the name or face of the investigation and or videos. I was more than willing to let them, in quotations, take credit for my work, because my primary goal was to amplify the voices of the Glitch Cell videos. I want to express my sincere apologies to those I may have hurt with my statements, and for not providing necessary clarification. I will assure that such incidents do not happen again, as the disconnection between me, Senate, and Peaches has been fully established. I'm truly grateful for the assistance provided by Hopeless Peaches, Queen Seraphina, Lio Convoy, and Just a Robot with confronting my abusers. Is something I needed help with, and I can never deny the value of their support. The results they achieved with Veer and Artie were beyond anything that I could have accomplished alone, and I stand by that sentiment today. However, I want to acknowledge it's been a wild time for me and many other victims, and while I'm glad it came to an end, I'm sorry if my statements came across backhanded or diminish the credit you deserve for your efforts. I was emotional, which doesn't excuse my actions, but I'm allowed to feel upset and hurt about certain information that was claimed. Moving forward, I don't want to delve into the specifics of information we've already disconnected from, but what I will say is that the victims have the right to speak out about anything they want to. I do not appreciate having alt accounts or people feeding you information to the Senate when we clearly express our desire to move on. I ask that you leave me and the other victims in peace. We want to move forward. We have enough adults treating us condescendingly. Please leave us be. I recognize, as shown within my statement here, I recognize that my response was driven by emotions and a sense of urgency, and I deeply regret the disrespectful tone in the wording I used. Not my intention to cause further harm or contribute to toxicity of the situation. I want to emphasize that I'm genuinely remorseful for my actions and that I'm actively working on learning from this experience. I'm committed to growing as an individual and engaging with discussions with greater care and understanding moving forward.
I didn't want to be known as the person dealing with such matters in a public light. I never wanted to be seen as a hero nor grow from it. I just wanted to help victims behind closed doors to move past Camilla's inaction and the actions of the abusers, but here we are.
I'm gonna fast forward this part because I just want to hear Crystal's responses.
And attest to the fact that I hate being in the spotlight. This is reinforced by the fact that I deleted my Twitter account when it reached 1,000 followers. The attention felt uncomfortable and unsettling for me, and I didn't want to grow.
Okay, so this part, I don't really care. Crystal says that they didn't want to be in the public spotlight, so the main character part was just a part that was taken out of context. Quite frankly, I'm going to believe Crystal here when she says that. Yeah, so they give a response to that. This part was specifically interesting to me, so let's play this part.
People must not believe their friends for the same moral standards they preach.
Earlier, you not being held publicly accountable for your actions when you were 18, people didn't place to explain yourself, along with the fact you just as accountable, other people surrounding them remove themselves from your face afterwards. After this thread was released, Crystal, their partner, a Senate mod named Zach, not Kyle, and I hopped into a call to discuss the claims made within it. In this call, I gave Crystal a lot of grace. One of the first things Crystal was asked about was their standards when it comes
Why are you, Lio, why are you including a 18-year-old into your adult conversations when it comes to taking accountability. Again, my criticism for you on this one is uh like legit, you are a grown adult. You are 38 years old. I don't think you need a twink 18-year-old or an 18-year-old that is labeled as your twink secretary in your Discord defending you. It's degenerate behavior. It's fucking weird on your end. Stop. Just stop. You are a grown adult. You pay your own bills. You have a job. You're more than happy to throw the fact that you have a job in everybody else's face. Yet you're here having an 18-year-old run defense for you. Stop it.
Evidence. Number one, what do we look for? What do we look for when it comes to cases like this? Do you remember?
Well, what I look for is adults holding themselves correctly around children.
Okay, but what else do you look for? What do you look for in order to
18 is an adult for when it's, except for when it's Peaches. No, Peaches is also an adult at 18 too.
determine this?
What do you mean?
Well, whenever I'm looking into a predator case, not saying this is one, whenever I'm looking into a case like this, I determine two things. Number one, if ages were stated. Number two, if ages were known. Number three, if things can be verified. So I've seen your thread.
Okay.
And here's the problem.
So, okay.
Number one, there's a single screenshot which does not denote any age or show any screen names. And if this is the most damning thing, if this is the most damning thing they have, Crystal, it doesn't cut mustard for anything. The other two screenshots,
No, I completely agree.
the other two screenshots you have are just statements that don't have any solid evidence to back them. They're claims, they're not evidence.
Okay.
As you can imagine, such low standards do not make for a proper chain of evidence. In this call, I went through their accusations and proof and discussed it with them. When confronted with the Amino screenshot, even Crystal realized it was shaky.
Yeah, I would explain that. The proof and data screenshot, because there's no proof to what it is, but it's a very, very flimsy screenshot.
The Amino screenshot is telling in and of itself. Did I miss it? Did I miss that part? No, I didn't miss it. Okay.
Most, but this one has a lot more behind it, if that makes sense.
In fact, I brought up that Peaches has been in hot water multiple times, so it's strange how it is only now that the people regarding the Amino come forward when Peaches is in hot water for the FCK stuff. Even Crystal describes being confused.
So if you're perplexed as to why Peaches, the Amino stuff is being brought up in correlation to the FCK server stuff, it's because they're related. Like, it's both instances where Peaches is being inappropriate around minors specifically. They're having conversations that are about a specific sexual topic, and it's two instances of Peaches just doing that, being negligent with their platform. Are you fucking kidding me? You're perplexed as to why that's being brought up? Lio, are you dumb? Are you dumb? I think you're dumb.
Considering there was ample time and moments to come out with all of this, had people wanted to.
So I generally do not know why this screenshot has never surfaced before. I cannot give you an answer to that. Because this seems like, because the amount of time Peaches has been called out, the amount of shit that's happened to Glitch through and Peaches, it should have been shown. It is such an anomaly. Because there was
So it's easy for outsiders to assume the screenshot was shared to Crystal with malicious intentions. In the end, Crystal even says there's no proof in regards to the Amino screenshots entirely.
Yeah, I wouldn't explain that. The proof and data screenshot, because there's no proof to what it is, but is a very, very flimsy screenshot as most. But this one has a lot more behind it, if that makes sense.
Crystal admits.
Cat Contendaway says, I believe Crystal says they're FTM. What? Yeah, yes, we are trans inclusive when it comes here. Crystal goes by she, her pronouns. Lasher for the 10. I hear this is where we come to bully the mentally handicapped. Yes. Yes, Slasher. This is, I don't know what you mean by that. If you're referencing my, if you are referencing my chat in the Senate Discord that got me banned, yes. That's accurate. And, just an FYI, if you really do want to bully the mentally handicapped for 4 hours at a time, you can go to Lio Convoy Senate Discord. They'd be more than happy to accept you there. Yes, Lasher, but thank you. Sorry. Yes, I am. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Wait, you are here to bully the mentally handicap? Lasher? Bhavani says Lio's not dumb. He knows that. He knows what he's doing. I agree. He does know what he's doing. He's being disingenuous. He's lying, and he's not really smart at lying. Lasher says no. Okay, I'm confused. But thank you for the $10. I really appreciate it. If you're referring to my chats in the Senate, I think that's what you're saying yes to. Something dark side says peaches are like Jesus for the Senate. They are always using them as a defense for their shit behavior. I agree. Yes. J/meanings jokings. Okay, so he's joking. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Hey, Lio, if that's the real Lio. Let's see if that's the real Lio. I don't think that's the real Lio. I think that's a fake Lio account. But let's see. Let's see. Wait, why can't I see? That's not the real Lio. Dang it. That's not the real Lio. This is a hacker talking. Okay. That's not the real Lio, guys. That's not the real Lio. This is the hacker talking. How is what? Don't be spamming in the chat. If you spam in the chat, you will be banned. Just a heads up. Warning you. It's the real one. I can't see if you're real or fake. I can't see it. I can't go to your channel. I don't think that's the real one. Let's see. Let us see. It could be the real one. Because it's the same spelling. It's fake. I checked. How can you check if it's fake or not? Cosmic Kitty, thank you for the £1.99. I never broke any limb. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. It's a faker, yeah. That's okay. We welcome the fake Lio Convoy in chat. Just don't be spamming. Don't be spamming.
As to handling these situations emotionally, and admits they don't have proper evidence, just feelings.
More like I meant about like me being scared because I am. Not because like I'm worried about the impact. I've seen immediate impact because it's one of those things where I saw that screenshot going around. I saw it going around. And I knew everyone else was here, and the group chat did, and just everyone felt betrayed, wholeheartedly betrayed. And did I handle this emotionally? Probably upon reflecting, yeah, because I'm at a point where I'm like with the evidence, even though I do believe, like again, this is 100% we're all going to disagree or agree whenever, and this is not something I can say public, you know, because unless there's screenshot proof of it, I can't prove it happened.
I find myself confused, even after taking my time to reflect and dissect this video. I questioned why these screenshots were shown, as they never were public claims. I made these statements in a private call, and I never presented them as public facts. The only screenshots I shared publicly and later redacted and amended were related to the Truth and Dare game, which I again already have addressed. However,
if the Senate like doxed us, I don't think it would be really smart to do that. But yeah. I can't believe something dark side says, I can't believe that I used to follow Lio. I swear they're almost on the same level as Plagued Moth. Yeah, Plagued Moth is also another disgusting person. They're also like crazy.
Lio's mention of amino screenshots in the plural sense is perplexing. I want to emphasize that I still stand firmly behind the point that creatures should have never gate.
Cosmic Kitty, thank you for subscribing. Or wait, I think that was a super chat. Thank you for the $1.99 again. I really appreciate it.
Or trauma capped telling
So this part right here is interesting in and of itself. Let me read the screenshot to you. I forgot to look at these screenshots. Y'all are distracting me in chat. You are distracting me.
I find myself confused, even after taking my time to reflect and dissect this video. I questioned why these screenshots were shown, as they never were public claims. I made these statements in a private call, and I never presented them as public facts. The only
Plagued Moth owned CP, didn't he? I don't know. I don't know the exact circumstances of Plagued Moth. I suspect he did, but I don't know. It's speculative. I don't know for a fact. But it's suspicious enough for me to have Plagued Moth blocked. I do not like Plagued Moth.
These screenshots I shared publicly and later redacted and amended were related to the Truth in Dare game, which I again already have addressed. However, Lio's mentions of amino screenshots in the plural sense is perplexing. I want to emphasize.
So, this is the Glitchtail Artists group, and it says, "Yep," but a huge strand of dots. Then this is Rebel Aaron. This is Rebel Aaron, and this is Peaches speaking. And they say, "I'm sorry, but God, they need to speak to people privately." Then somebody says back, and then someone says, "Oh, wow," or "Wow, really, Peaches?" And then somebody says back, or corrects the spelling of the word back. Then Peaches says, "Whether it's true or not, they're making sexual abuse look like a joke, as it looks like a cry for attention." So the fact that Peaches is so happy, we have to accept Peaches and the status of his grooming and the status of his victimhood. But it's okay for Peaches to completely invalidate other victims. So that right there, this amino chat right here, is absolutely fucking disgusting. From Peaches. They're more than happy to invalidate others, right? But when it comes to them, we have to accept their status, no matter what. Not only that, Peaches, Rebel Aaron, has been caught drawing this picture about Jordan. And it's a picture of Jordan with their stuff on the sidewalk, right? Or they're also surrounded by garbage, it looks like. And they wrote the word loser with an arrow right next to it. This is a person that used to be Lio's child. And then the FCK leak says, "Caught wind of this. Very immature of you, Aaron. Drawing your ex-sibling like this when he just left." I'm trying to hold my tongue, but I have plenty of curse words to describe how abusive you were, and this provides my point. Jordan deserves better than you, Winker. And Jordan was a victim of Vita. So it's okay. It's completely okay for Peaches to be malicious, for Peaches to completely invalidate other people's trauma or victim status, but we have to accept Peaches for what they went through and the fact that they were groomed, and not only accept it, but completely dismiss their shitty behavior because they were groomed. And I think that's the tell-all right there. You know, Peaches is very malicious. Peaches is very dramatic. I don't care whether they have changed or not. They are the person that they are. This is ugly, gross behavior coming from Peaches, coming from Rebel Aaron. Absolutely disgusting. And yet we have to accept them for who they are. No, that's not going to fly in my book. I'm not okay with that. I am not okay with that. I am not okay with this. I will not tolerate that. I will not tolerate this. And the fact that Lio thinks it's okay to like freaking defend this as if it's nothing is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Because that's essentially Lio telling us it's okay to invalidate other victims. It's okay to make fun of them. It's okay to ridicule them. But you can't invalidate my victim status. You can't ridicule me. You can't make fun of me. No. No, you are ass backwards with that. This is gross behavior.
That I still stand firmly behind the point that Peaches should have never gatekept.
So somebody says, hello, I'm Yoko, otherwise known as Jewel. I'm going to be covering heavy topics here, so huge trigger warning for sexual assault, depression, and accusations. For a little background knowledge, this incident happened about 5 years ago when I was 10 or 11 years old. It was in the glitch cell amino because that was one of my biggest interests at the time. At my friend's birthday party, I was SA'd by her older brother. The friends there helped me, and I had refused to tell my mom out of fear, as at the time she was fairly abusive. The incident had been building up inside of me, so way down on my amino accounts bio, where I thought no one would see. I put it there, just a small event to make me feel better. It seems really dramatically written looking back, but I also have to remember this was, or I was in the 5th grade and I had no idea what to do or who to tell. Isaac found it. I'm not sure how long after I wrote it. Initially, everything was fine. And then when Isaac sent me screenshots of what Peaches said, or what Peaches had said about me in a group chat at this time, Hopeless Peaches was 19. He said, they write the word she, because at the time Peaches was going by she, her pronouns, but now they have changed their pronouns to he, him pronouns. He said, so I'm going to change it. He said, I made SA look like a joke because it's something that should be kept private, like I was crying for an attention, an 11-year-old, unsure of what they were doing, unsure of what happened to them. On top of that, still trying to process it, made SA look like a joke, all because I wrote it in my bio. What he said made me feel worse. I saw that people would think I lied. I couldn't tell anyone. I thought I should just push it down, etc., etc. A part of me hated him. A part of me believed him on top of it. He tried to validate her words, to which I will never forgive. So again, this is an example of Peaches invalidating a victim. So yeah. Hey, Blake. Gilded said, I'm not going to go too deep into my opinions, the pronoun topic in regards to Peaches. Leah saw my stream. LOL. Yes. And I agree where I think, I suspect, and I speculate that the reason why Peaches is changing their pronouns is because they're trying to avoid the name. But whatever, I'll be generous and say pronounce their pronouns correctly.
Or trauma cap, telling a 12-year-old how they should respond to grooming and making them feel invalidated is completely unacceptable.
So then this is another chat where it says Merry Christmas about everything else, and then like 1, 2. I can't really read it because it's like super blurry. Number 2 says Happy New Year to you too. Then somebody says, I didn't even say anything in other chats, as I was in one. With the others, I was too busy dealing with harassment and bullying from your friends.
It's not okay, and I will continue to stand by this belief. Such behaviour should have never occurred. You, Lio, even agreed with me on this point during the call, which you conveniently cut out your video.
This claim, written by the victim, and as actually, hold, there's another screenshot. 1 second. It was surprisingly, even though the gatekeeping fucking trauma is the weaker point in my eyes. Like, wait, hold on, let me try and rephrase that. I had more proof about gatekeeping trauma than I did about the truth and dare games, but yeah, in my head I was like, oh no, the gatekeeping trauma is a weaker point for me to say. You know what I do, forwarding their voice per se.
Okay, I'm seeing this. Okay, yeah, this is the images from the last one, and I didn't even say anything under chats. Is the second one Peaches?
The second one, yes, that is Peaches. I can wholeheartedly confirm that is Peaches.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's out of pocket.
Yeah, 100%.
But again, that was.
I think it's hilarious that Lio's like more than happy to say, yeah, that's out of pocket, right? Super out of pocket, not appropriate for somebody to say that. It's not appropriate to invalidate a victim status, right? Hey, Lizzie. It's not appropriate to do that. It's out of pocket. But look, let's watch the deflection from Lio.
It was also like 6 years ago, and in the middle of being groomed, where she was actively told to be quiet about things.
No, wholeheartedly. But again, that doesn't excuse,
That's the same defense. I'm telling you guys, that's the exact same defense. What Lio just said right now, that's the exact same defense that fucking Coyote Lovely had. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me, Lio? That's a joke. That is completely laughable to me. I don't accept that excuse, Lio. I don't accept it. Everything I say is out of pocket. Everything I say is out of pocket, too.
Again, I understand behind it, but it doesn't excuse, belittling 11-year-old's sexual trauma,
It's 100%, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cycle of abuse. Not that it's abuse, but like a cycle. It's not
we know what
great.
we're referring to,
Yeah, goofball.
Mm-hmm.
Important context, such as you agreeing with my point about Peach's behavior towards the 12-year-old, raises questions about the integrity and fairness of your portrayal within this.
Crystal also admits they cannot hold Peaches to the same standards.
I could never expect Peaches to conduct herself the same way now as she did, back then as she does now, Like, that would be an unholy expectation. That would be an unholy expectation to throw me back 3 years and expect me to respond to situations how I do now.
They also said they didn't want this approaching commentary, which is a lie considering the call they had with Linlin before they even spoke to me, and in which they admit contacting Harley TPS2, as stated earlier, which, by the way, you told Linlin you'd tell us everything yourselves, asking Linlin to not tell me, but never did. So thank you, Linlin, for sharing this with me.
Here's a singular screenshot, again, that shows I did explain to Linlin what happened after the call. However, it's important to note again this.
So I don't. Linlin is supposed to be like another creator. I have no idea who the fuck Linlin is, but I was explained that Linlin was a creator. I have no idea why they're involved or why Lio is referencing Linlin. So I'm just going to skip this part as well.
Adults handle such situations. Harley didn't get overly upset. They understood my perspective and the reasoning for my disappointment. It's concerning that you chose to present these selective screenshots without providing the full context of the conversations. By omitting key details such as the instructions to not forward evidence to Harley, you paint an incomplete picture that serves your agenda.
While they have stated recently that they don't believe this at this point, it was still an odd move to make. Crystal also attempted to make another claim about Peaches drawing inappropriate artwork by their own description being 2 characters interchanging saliva whilst making out.
It is just her vandally staring, very suggestive.
So this is what Lio's about to say here, or what Lio's about to do with Crystal Flame, is an unlevel playing field. So last night, when all the drama was happening, right, Lio was more than happy to criticize Crystal for having Sasu Frasu in their chat, right? And Lio was like, oh my God, Sasu Frasu super chatted to you. That's inappropriate. I can't believe that. That's absolutely disgusting, right? And then it's actually caught that Sasu was just asking why they were banned in the chat, and freaking Crystal Flame just explained it to them why they were banned, right? It gets used against them, but Lio does the same thing right here, but we should just tolerate this shit.
Imagery, tongue and tongue, saliva kissing in front of minors.
Only to realize 30 minutes later their description was completely exaggerated and their claim was false.
Oh my God, literally, Lio, you exaggerate all the time. You exaggerate all the time, and you lie all the time. So shut the hell up, bro. Shut up. Follow your own fucking rules, dude. Oh my God.
One thing I don't do it is lie.
That's lie, Lio. You like to lie.
This is the image in question, which was sent in the FCK server.
There's literally no drool there. There's no tongue.
There's
nothing there. It's
no,
literally...
that's my bad.
So since you asked,
I still would. Go ahead. Am I clutching at straws here?
Yes, you are, because I've seen literal teen romances for literal children that is more risque than this.
Yeah, no, wholeheartedly. Yeah, I'll concede there.
No, like, okay, I'm already looping. I've already addressed this on my last stream, so I'm just gonna move forward.
because all the artwork was a peck on the cheek, which is a great example of Crystal taking things at face value and running with it before even checking anything in regards to it.
It's important to note that the rest of the video follows this pattern of presenting statements I made in a private call as if they were declarations. When I'm on a private call, I speak more flippantly and casually. I'm not inclined to make overarching statements, as the context is private and is not intended for public consumption. The way how this call is portrayed, as if I made these statements publicly, is truly confusing and misleading. In private, I may express my thoughts and opinions more freely, without the same level of caution or precaution that I would exercise in a public statement.
When I brought up Peach's grooming and the way it affected their actions 4 years ago, Crystal actively tried to invalidate Peach's grooming and the effect it had on them to convince me that it shouldn't be taken into consideration. Why? Because apparently Crystal gets to do way worse since they were freshly 18 and Peach's wasn't. Because Crystal sat there comparing their own.
No, so I already established this in this last earlier in this live stream. What the difference between Crystal Flame and Peaches doing stuff or doing suspect stuff at the age of 18 is no difference in my eyes. You're not going to do this, Lio, where people are saying, or you're going to call people hypocritical and like say, oh my God, you're so quick to criticize Peaches, but you're not quick to criticize Crystal Flame. So let me own you right there again and say that what they have done equally is bad. Okay. Just gonna put that out there.
Own grooming experiences to Peach's experience.
And I don't think they're predatory, and I don't think they're groomers. So there you go. W.
As a means to saying that if they didn't get to do something,
go kick rocks, Lio.
Peaches shouldn't have either, which is strange coming from Crystal, as they conducted themselves worse by actively directing sexual content at children, as mentioned earlier. As a reminder, Crystal actively chose to read out sexual material in a server they modded for and knew there were minors in. Crystal also, on multiple occasions, compared the actions of Nix and Jackie, who talk sexually to children within a group chat knowingly, to what Peaches has done.
Actions so many years ago because I called out Jackie, Nix, and so many others for actions said a multitude of years ago. Why would this be different? Why should I treat Peaches differently?
Because their actions are not one.
I want to clarify that I was not making an uncalled for comparison. There are parallels between the situations, even when they're not exactly one-to-one. I never insinuated they're a perfect match, but the similarities cannot be ignored. It's critical to remember that by hope...
And, like, that's telling right there where Crystal is saying this. Like, that lets you know that she is being honest. She's being honest and saying, hey, guys, yeah, there can't be a comparison. You can't compare the two. I completely agree with Crystal right here.
The speeches and Lio Convoy's own omission, I'm seen by the victim of Nix and Jackie's within their eyes. And as this claimed victim, I have the right to perceive and process my own emotions and experiences of the, quote, abuse, unquote, I faced as I see fit.
Which is an uncalled for comparison, considering that's not what Peaches have been doing at all. You're going to call Crystal, they can't substantiate claims they're making to the public, the evidence they have, even if they believe it themselves.
Let me push this, because I'm at the point where I'm like, with the evidence, even though I do believe, like, again, this is a hunter will never disable whatever, and this is not something I can do public, because unless the screenshot prove it, I can't prove it happened. I can't say X, Y.
Okay, so I'm going to fast forward. I want to get to this part because this part adds more further context. Hold on one second. Let me slow this down because I want to make sure that we get this correct.
Has never happened. So, the way how I'm willing to do it, because you have brought in, to rightfully so, in the way of how I hold myself and how I do evidence, I can remove that section of the thread with, you know, the screenshots and that context and just add amendment saying, upon reflection, I do not feel this evidence is enough to make said claims. I still want to make this disconnection between Peaches and the Senate, but that is it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, because I think, you know, if, like, even though, like, we can agree as friends, you know, saying, I guess not friend.
The fact that, like, Lio's having a call with Crystal Flame and their partner, and they're coming to negotiation on what can be said and what cannot be said is telling in and of itself right there. The fact that Lio had this conversation with Crystal and still to this day, as of yesterday, is not satisfied with this situation is absolutely insane. It's prima donna behavior. Again, Lio doesn't get to make demands here. Lio, you are on the defensive. You don't get to go around and demand things of people. You are on the defensive. You are not on the offensive. Okay?
His Wi-Fi probably cut off or something.
Yeah.
Damn, I said a forbidden friend word. My bad, G.
No, sorry, my Discord goofed.
Yeah, they're all good, all good. But no, even like civil or friends, whatever we are, now after this move from me, if I take it down, there will be people, no matter the context, who will say, Lio pressured Crystal into doing such. You know that's true.
I would say that.
Even if it's not a reality, people will see it as that. So I don't think me taking down the whole thread would be the smartest idea, but me taking down those screenshots and the slightly relevant context to that would be the better move.
I don't think those screenshots should have been taken down. I do not think those screenshots should have been taken down at all whatsoever. At all. I think Crystal Flame taking those screenshots down is being very charitable. Absolutely motherfucking very charitable to Lio and to Peaches. Okay? Absolutely charitable. And the fact that Lio is still going around being like, oh my God, Crystal Flame, she's so horrible. She's so horrible. She doesn't have Peaches' interest at heart. She's being malicious. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That's insane.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I agree, yeah.
Which is a particularly strange claim to make, solely because it relies on Crystal telling people I had spoken to them about it, not just about their ban from Senate. Crystal starts the addendum by talking about their ban from Senate, something that happened because they requested it, which is also the least important thing to address when it comes to this thread. What's interesting is that publicly they admit they wanted separation between Senate and them, yet in their server, Crystal drops that they were banned, and when people speculate on why, makes no effort to correct them.
You know, I know that I didn't agree to be banned from the Senate. I was banned from the Senate without warning, but anyone who was reading my threads could understand the confusion, so that you're wanting me to continue.
Okay, the Senate banning, I really don't care about, so I'm going to fast forward on that too.
Celebrating someone else's pain in a hug box.
I urge you to read.
Lio, you're in no position to call anybody else's Discord a hug box, okay? Your whole Senate Discord is a hug box, so I would just shut the fuck up right there.
Read these screenshots carefully. I never invalidated the victim's story here, and claiming otherwise is the outright lie. The screenshot states, he undermined a victim's story of sexual abuse through gatekeeping, which I find deeply troubling. It is worth considering that Peaches may not have been in the right mindset given the fact they were groomed.
I don't care if Peaches was in the right mindset. I'm gonna say that right there. Say it out in the open. I get that Crystal Flame is being charitable towards Peaches, right? And we're taking his feelings into consideration. Thank you, Crystal Flame, for doing that. But I am me being the Leigha Something that I am an asshole. I'm an asshole. I'm going to go ahead and say, I don't give a fuck about Peaches' feelings. I do not give a fuck about their feelings. The reason why I don't give a fuck about their feelings is because they decided to abuse Rosa Ray Ramsey for 4 hours straight.
By their abuser for 7 years.
And the fact that they are invalidating other victims, but that we should treat their victim status as like the supreme victim status of all things, and they should just be acquitted of shitty behavior because they're a victim in and of itself is just absolutely ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Just crazy. What did you send me? Oh, they went down further. That's apparently Lio's losing subscribers.
I do not see how this is to be interpreted as invalidating in any kind of way, but sure, let's play into it. It's concerning that you continue to misrepresent my words and actions. I have been clear about the comparisons I made and the context in which I made them. Twisting my statements to fit your agenda, is a disservice to the truth and undermines the trust I placed in you.
I agree. I agree with that. It is a disservice to truth. And I do agree with Crystal right here where she says that Lio is twisting her words. I agree with that.
Furthermore, Your broad attack on my work is unjust and goes against the understanding we reached during this call. It's disappointing that you would make such sweeping allegations without considering the specific context and efforts I've put into my work. Regarding the screenshots, I stated by words I never invalidated Peach's story, rather expressed my concerns about the gatekeeping behavior, and I did consider the potential impact of Peach's own trauma experiences on their mindset.
An example of people acting inappropriately is this user here. I know who this user is, and they know that I know. You, specifically, have been in the Senate for about a year. If Peaches has behavior that's troubling, you could have approached them at any time to do so.
Like, why are you threatening people, Lio? Why? Why do you have such a small ego where you just think it's okay to threaten random ass people? That's disgusting. That's gross behavior. Stop fucking threatening people. Stop. It's cringe. It's gross. Just stop. You're not a man of power. You are a little boy. Stop it. Stop going around threatening people and acting as if... Stop. Actually, just stop. Stop going around throwing your weight. You're literally a no one. You are literally a nobody. Just stop. You have such a tiny ass ego. It's just insane. Tooney says, just got back from a friend's stream and he was horrified about his former followers and friends being friends with Doodle Tones or Doodles and everyone else. Yeah, I would be too.
So, instead...
this man screams tiny peen energy. Yeah. I'm not one to make fun of like a man's penis size, but with Lio, I'll make the exception. I would not be surprised if Lio's dick size is very tiny. Okay?
You sat in this server and made catty comments about what's going on like it's some tea. And based on your content, I know you know better.
He has to, like, I'm just going to say this. I'm just going to point this out. The way that Lio acts, he has to be compensating for something. He has to. He's got to have the micro penis. It's just the way that he acts.
Part of the problem with this community is a lack of proper communication. And yes, I've been guilty of that too. Recently, in fact. But that only further highlights the issue. It doesn't make it less valid. Meanwhile, Dorito reacts to Peaches taking accountability by comparing Peaches to people covered on their channel, such as, again, Veer, Artie, Swafter, and Striker Dawson. People that were called out for much worse than Peaches, calling it as the same crap, as if their actions are in any way comparable to what Peaches has done.
Kobe says, how much do you want to bet Lio's a doormat in IRL? He is. He probably is. I already said this earlier in earlier live streams. I think Lio's wife wears the pants in the relationship.
And once again, in the screenshots we've already covered, they're saying the people Peaches called out did less than what Peaches did, giving the server a false sense of seriousness. All in all, this is terrible conduct that never should have been encouraged by Crystal or Dorito within the server, nor should they have ever joined in. Once again, this has nothing to do with hyping yourself up. It's celebrating someone else's downfall and severely misrepresenting the situation. Accountability was expected, Crystal, but you've never actually gone through with it. You did what I suggested you do, not because you truly thought what you did was wrong, but merely because you got called out. Yes, Peaches had to be held accountable for their actions, and they did hold themselves accountable, as did everyone.
Same, usually, Leah, but he for sure gives off that attitude. Yeah, we'll make the exception for Lio. We'll make the exception for Lio. Based Lizzie. Thank you.
Surrounding them. They did all they could. Anyone asking for more needs to reassess and rethink their stance. Peaches did something wrong, but that is exactly why they apologized, took accountability, and stepped away despite how long ago this happened, which is good, and it's more than enough of an atonement for what they've actually done. But piling predator allegations on the Peaches, especially with a severe lack of proof to an audience that was already at the time biased against them, after things had been resolved and you were told I would handle it, is entirely unnecessary and inappropriate, Crystal. As for the actual predator allegations, I think I can safely say those are debunked just fine. If any of you call Peaches a predator over this, you're wrong. The conduct of yourself and the people you share that server with is disgusting, and you know switching up less than 24 hours from understanding and not being concerned to throwing Peaches under a bus is disappointing to say the least.
Okay, so I don't care about this. I'm just going to fast forward, just get to their response.
Did on Amino as a teenager. And that is not entirely true. There are such a thing.
11.
Not being a child based.
So this part was telling in and of itself. This part is absolutely fucking disgusting. And this part alone should cause Lio to lose subscribers, okay? The fact that Lio is more than happy to say this in defense of Peaches is absolutely disgusting. Let's go over it, guys.
When, so with the person who came to you in DMs.
So I think the person that's talking right now is Zach, Lio's twink secretary, BTW.
About the Amino screenshot. How did they know the ages of these people? Were they friends? Was it said
they were
in
friends with the other people within the chat, and the the 11, 14, and 15-year-old. Like, again, I feel like this is a very weak point from you guys, because I would like to assume you two, if you joined a chat, a public chat called a Glitch Tail Amino chat, you wouldn't think it's full of fully matured people, right? You would think it's full of children,
Yeah, because Amino.
Actually,
from my...
I wouldn't, because when I played Undertale, I was 30.
Okay, no, hang on. I just want to point out. Amino specifically is very much for children, because I know that. Let me just be real. Everyone like I met on Amino was either a child or a pedophile. I'm being serious. Like, not saying that every adult there was a pedophile. It's just like people. No,
I'm gonna stop you there, because I was someone who interacted on Amino as a teenager, and that is not entirely true. There are such a thing as different communities that are age-gated or say.
I don't even know why this Zach person is just like in the middle of the conversation. Zach, this literally has nothing to do with you. Butt yourself out of the situation. Okay? You are a youngling. You don't have life experience. Sit down and shut the fuck up. Let the adults talk. Thank you for my TED Talk, guys.
18 plus. This didn't seem like one of those situations because of how Glitch Tales fandom seemed to operate. And I can definitely understand the point of Peaches probably should have had a
I don't think that's Ephraim. I do not think that's Ephraim.
filter. I'm not gonna debate you on that, because that is true.
I think that's Zach.
However,
he should have had a filter. It's not properly. We need to.
Now, I could have a whole argument about why it is a child's app, but I rather Hopeless Peaches do this for me.
Amino is for children. They can if they want to be friends with kids, I suppose.
The second point
there you go.
I want to come on to is how Lio talked about why a victim didn't speak up about their feelings about Peaches before, which is presented within this clip.
This is like the be-all end-all of call out this person, call them out, like
No, she's not. No. And more importantly, you say victims. Are these people victims of Glitch Tale? I just want to make sure that's known, because I'm not familiar with all of it.
I would say these people are in the Glitch Tale Amino, so would have absolutely been exposed to decrepit behavior within the Amino.
So there goes Crystal explaining that these people are victims, right? In the Glitch Tale cases, right? They're victims. Listen to Lio's response. Again, guys, this is Lio's response in defense of Peaches invalidating victims. Let's listen to his response.
Itself, I would wholeheartedly agree. And that's
okay. Then why wait 6 years?
Excuse me?
Lie.
This victim blaming. He's legitimately pulling a Coyote Lovely and victim blaming. Coyote Lovely did the exact same thing when it came to Zercarlo. Coyote Lovely was specifically victim blaming the Zercarlo victim. Absolutely fucking disgusting. Disgusting behavior on behalf of Lio. And that alone should get him to lose subscribers. That is gross. That's fucking gross. BRB putting my pizza in the oven. I actually ordered Papa John's. I didn't want to cook steak because it's getting too late for steak, so I ordered some Papa John's. So pizza W. But that is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely fucking gross. That alone, that response alone is just gross. But let's continue. Let's see. Now that there's a hyped response, let's see where Lio shifts, because he's trying to backtrack and be like, oh shit, I said something very bad. Let me just backtrack.
No.
Why wait? Hold on. Let me clarify what I mean by that.
Okay.
Let me clarify what I mean by that.
Okay.
Let me clarify what I mean by that. So I'm guessing this all went to Akumu, right?
No.
What the fuck does this have to do with Akumo, Lio? Explain it. None of this went to Akumo. I didn't even know about it. I don't even think Akumo still even knows about it. Disgusting. Disgusting.